Welcome back to the Final K. We are live for the Tour of Flanders, one of the biggest race days of the year. And we are live for it. It is 140 kilometers to go, 139 to be exact. But we've got a breakaway up the road that has 5 minutes and 30 seconds up the road. So there is 13 riders in this breakaway. They've got Sylvain Dellier, Gradec, Luc Lamperti, Connor Swift, Van Boven, De Putter, Vandenberg, Zamperini, Frison, Faguendes, Seinbayer, Victor Verculier, and De Vries. So that is who's in the breakaway up the road. So it is. Sorry, 1 second. Hello, Johnny. We all good? We all good? Sorry, I was just doing something quickly. But yes, we're about to hit the Eau de Quarmont for the first time. We're hitting it 3 times in this race, so we are. And the first time is almost here. Well, actually, I think they are on it. Sorry, I apologise. They are on it, the breakaway. They are just hitting the foot of it. The crowds look nuts. The crowds look class. Wow. And this is the first time they're doing it. And the peloton are coming in at full force, spread all across the road, trying to get in good positions. We've got a lot of Intermarché on the left, and the cut-off is... With a lot of Intermarché on the left. Ineos is in the middle, as well as UAE. And who else did I see? Q36, maybe? Or is that Bahrain? But Tudor are there as well. I thought there was a crash there. Good morning. Some of us have been here for 3 hours, and I'm on the east coast of the USA, so I started at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. God, fair play to you, because... Yes, I did see Adam Mongolian in the breakaway. I did see that indeed. Actually, I did, when I was looking through the breakaway, I seen that flag, and I went, hey, what flag's that? And then I clicked on it, oh, it's actually Mongolia, pretty cool. There's a bollard there in the middle of that roundabout. No one hit it. There was almost a crash there on the approach to the roundabout. Hello, Bobby. All good. All good. So the breakaway is 5 minutes 11 up the road there, currently on the Eau de Quarmont for the first time. We've got the peloton that are 5 minutes down, so they should be on the Eau de Quarmont in 5 minutes. But Luc Lamperti's in the breakaway, so is Sylvain Dellier. Frederic Frison. Some good names in the breakaway here. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, yes, actually, sorry, it is good afternoon. But we have got a massive, like, I'm just looking, I don't even have the thing on my screen. I should have the thing up. Not there. I'm just looking at that. There's no point in putting it up, screw up. I'd rather have Mads Pedersen on as the favourite. But just looking at the what is to come, just looks, it looks like a great day, put it that way. 7:30 for you. Damn. That's dedication right there. That is 4:30. Fair play to you. But we have got, who's this? Van Boven at the front on the Eau de Quarmont. He is pacing up the road here in the breakaway at the front. Look at they've actually got stands out. This is brilliant. This is class. The crowds are nuts. I've been told to keep an eye out for the Irish flag on the Eau de Quarmont. Apparently there was some guy said in the TikTok comments that keep an eye out for the Irish flag on the bush on the Eau de Quarmont. I don't know. I don't know where that is, but he said keep an eye out for it because that's him. Yeah, I didn't realise they were going to show the whole race because, you know, well, TNT are picky with what they show, but they've decided to show the whole race. And I mean, I've been watching from about 160 kilometers out. Not a lot. No, actually, I've been watching before the cobble sectors, the first 2 cobble sectors. Not a lot was going on, like, but UAE were doing quite a lot of pacing coming up to them cobble sectors. Just keeping an eye. I'm slacker. I'm just seeing if I can actually spot this Irish flag or if I've already missed it. But this is so the breakaway have just completed the Ode de Quarmont. I didn't see an Irish flag, like, but I will keep an eye out when the peloton hit it. But if that's the crowds in the Ode de Quarmont, I can just imagine what it's like on the other ones. Like, peloton are about to hit it. I think the crowds are picking up in the on the side of the road of the peloton, so I'm assuming they're just about to hit it. So we've got Ineos, Tudor, Jan Tratnik at the front as well for Red Bull. There's Lidl and NSN. There's it's about 5 or 6 riders wide, the peloton, coming into this wee narrow bit, but Pedersen is that second wheel, so he is, on his Little Trek teammate. Right at the front, Tudor are there. I don't see UAE, so I don't see Alpecin. What a spectacle indeed. Have you been watching the from the start, like the whole race? Like, have you watched like from kilometer zero? Oh, flip. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. So you seen the Rui Oliveira crash then at the they all had their jackets on earlier. I don't know if it was raining or if it was just really cold, but they all had all their shoe covers, all their warm clothes on. So I don't know if it was cold or if it was actually raining. Groupama now moved to the front on the Ode de Quarmont the peloton is on the Ode de Quarmont now. But I'm not expecting any attacks here until I don't actually know when they expect the first attack. I watch Break Formation and Dipped. One stream for commentary, one for visuals. Oh, there's a crash at the back here of the peloton. 2 riders from Burgos. I don't know if it was a crash or 2 mechanicals, but 2 riders from Burgos. Oh, there was a hold up. Sorry, at the back of the peloton. One of the riders from Burgos went over the handlebars, right at the very back. The Rui Oliveira one. It did look very weird. It looked like the Jayco rider just like went right in front of him, took him off course. So that is the peloton hitting over the top of the Ode de Quarmont. They're still on the cobbles, but they've completed the steepest section now. Pardon me. So when are we expecting the first attack? In my throat. Pardon me. I actually don't know when to expect the first attack. So I can't remember the climb Pikachu attacked on last time. So I can't actually. I can't remember the name of the climb. But so I remember someone mentioning the climb Pikachu originally attacks on, but I can't remember the name of it. Look at that. The crowds at this are nuts. Big TV and all that. Like the cyclists are going right past them and they've got it in the big TV and they're all standing watching it. This is nuts. 12 degrees Celsius and the wind is up to 50 meters a second. Oh, I forgot to get the pole up sorted. Oh, spelled that wrong. So that is the peloton now coming. That's finished the Eau de Quarmont now completely. So I think it. I will double check, but I think it is another wee while till the start of the next climbs. But that is the first one over and done. 15k or 15k, 15 climbs to go. So it is. And there's a poll up there if anyone wants to. The rest are watching it on a 4-inch screen as they record it on their phones, and it. I should have actually said that. Not a phone in sight. Gap is now down. After that Eau de Quarmont, the gap is now. It's went down about 20 seconds, so it has. What I was saying about Remco Evenepoel's chances then. Top 10, top 5. I said he's going to get the podium, like, so that's my prediction for him. Or not even, it was my hot take for him, like, but you're going to, the person I want to win it is Mads Pedersen. I would love Mads Pedersen to win it, but I think Pogacar is obviously going to win it. But the person I would love to win it is Mads Pedersen. So it is. But the next climb is the Eichenberg. It is 10 kilometers away, so it is. Well, I sort of guess you would have went with White Bobby, seeing you're the Visma fan, but it is at least we're all on the same page. Like we all think that Tadej Pogacar is realistically going to win it. But 6 votes on already. 50% for Pogacar, 17 for Van der Poel, 33 for Wout, and none for others. So no one thinks no one thinks Remco's gonna get it then, no. But Remco did do well on cobbles before 2021 Worlds. I've never seen that, so I will take your word for it, Johnny. Record bike crosses the line after he throws it 2 kilometers. There's that banner again from that farmer. That's like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen this. This is like brilliant marketing. Your team Mads too. I don't think Mads is gonna have enough for it, like, to be honest. Like I said in my preview, I think he is in the best possible form he can be for the situation he's in, or he's had to deal with, but I just don't think it is enough for Tadej Pogacar, Van der Poel. There's Remco there. They're just showing him. Laporte, Pogacar. Just showing him on a slow-mo. There's Van der Poel. So they're all still there. Wout van Aert, he's dropped back quite a few times to the car, just obviously to collect a few things, but he would be the one I've seen the most of out of the main 5. But the breakaway has now actually increased the gap. It is up to 5 minutes and 10 seconds. So it is 129 kilometers to go. I will change that. It's going to be a long one today. 130 kilometers. I'm going to be here for like 3 hours. Wait for the win, but I'm drinking heavily. You are drinking heavily, or you have been drinking heavily. So the Eichenberg's 7.8 or 7.6 kilometers. I love seeing any of them win as long as the race is good. Autocorrect doesn't like Remco. Oh. Well, Remco actually finished the race. Because I've seen a lot of people say that he's going to throw a temper tantrum and throw the head up and throw the bike about. Like, I don't even know I'll call you Cat. I'll call you Cat. Cat said in the chat that he's going to throw it from 2 kilometers out and win, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to think of Remco. I'm not what to think of him, what to expect of him. I would love him to do well. So would. And like Johnny said, I just want to see a good race. No crashes and everyone just doing good. See Lucas Kubish there, he's still there. There's a mechanical, or is that a crash? NSN rider down at the side of the road. Well, not down, but really Shane. Did he crash? He was off to the side of the road and he had a bottle on the floor and he picked it up, put it back on his bike, and he's back onto the bike. So I don't know what happened there. But back on the bike and away. Peloton has now picked up, they're on the descent now, but the pace has increased significantly. UAE back at the front here. Pogacar sat in about third wheel of his teammates. I see Ineos there as well. Good morning from Ohio, USA. Good morning, Steve. No way Wout van Aert's winning the pole. Yes, Wout van Aert is 44%. Pogacar's 33%, Van der Poel 22%. It's fair to say he's more talented cyclist than I am. I keep forgetting it's really a Basque country. So it starts tomorrow, so it does. And I didn't have enough time to record a preview for it. I've got one on my phone. Like I've got a shortened version of a preview. I'll probably put it up after this race at some point, but it's only a couple minutes long. But I didn't have enough time to record a proper one. But the start list does look very good in it, and all the stages look brilliant. So I'm actually excited for it. And then the Paris-Roubaix as well next Sunday. Another massive week of racing. It's just race after race. And I'm not complaining, put it that way. So the peloton is actually spread over the road quite a bit. We've got Uno X, Astana's on the far left, Uno X in the middle, UAE on the right. See Lidl are grouped together as well behind UAE. EF Education are behind Astana. Visma and Ineos are behind Uno X. So all the teams are starting to get together. But the three main ones pulling at the front are Astana, Uno X and UAE. Astana obviously have Bettiol and Bettiol for the good result. Oh. But just sorry, I forgot to mention there the favourites on the right hand side of the screen. Pogacar obviously heavy favourite with Van der Poel 3-1, Remco 6-1, Van Aert 7-1, and then the gap is like massive after that with Pedersen being fifth favourite at 20-1. The website I got it also had Ghana as sixth favourite 28-1. I don't know how that is, seeing he's not riding it but if someone put money on that, fair play to you. I don't know how you were expecting a result, but he isn't riding it. Gap for the breakaway is down to 4:52. So the teams pulling at the front now are dropping the gap here a bit. But the Eichenberg is up next. And the Eichenberg is 1.2 kilometers long, average of 5.1%, but there is a steep section in the middle of it at 11%, so it is. As Visma now moved to the front with Wout van Aert on second wheel. Hagenez on third. Ineos now move on to the left-hand side of the road. Groupama as well on the left-hand side. Where's Remco? I don't know if they showed Remco there. I couldn't see his number, but I've just noticed the only rider that has a ban in the race so far is Drisners from Red Bull. So he's the only rider to abandon so far. Hopefully that stays that way. And there is no more, people will abandon, obviously, because they drop out the back and they couldn't be bothered riding it. But hopefully there's no other people abandoning for serious issues. That's why I'm at 230-1. Here, 230-1 to not even be riding. It's actually pretty good odds. It's a lot better than some of the other riders that are actually riding it. They're showing Van der Poel here now. He's got his teammates around him. Obviously, Sylvain Dillier is probably be one of his main teammates for controlling the pace in the peloton early on in the race. He's in the breakaway today. You've to Who will Remco be screaming at today? Biggest baby in the peloton. Everyone love the hate Remco gets is it's funny. Like some of the comments you see are very funny. Has better odds than Leicester winning the league. But yes, the riders in the break, there are 13 riders up the road. Like I said, Sylvain Dillier, there's Gradek from Bahrain, Luc Lamperti, Connor Swift from Ineos, there's Luca van Boeven, then there's Dries de Potter from Jayco, Julius van den Berg from Picnic Post, Eduardo Zamparini from Cofidis, Frederick Frieson from Q36, Faguendes from Burgos, Sein Bayer from Burgos as well, a Mongolian rider, which, like Johnny said earlier, Mongolian rider, I was actually shocked at because I couldn't even tell the flag, but that is actually very cool. Then there's Victor Verkuli from Flanders, and then De Vries from Team Rockets, Unibet Rockets, De Vries. No, I like Remco as well. I think the comments are just hilarious as well. They're both. I like Remco, and the comments are brilliant. Because at the end of the day, sometimes he doesn't help himself. But let's hope that there are no temper tantrums in this race today, as the breakaway are now onto the Eichenberg. So the breakaway's onto the Eichenberg. Is that Van Boeven again at the front? He was at the front on the Ode de Quarmont, and he's at the front again on the Eichenberg. Middle of the night there. And he's in the breakaway as well, so they'll actually get the same if anyone is watching in Mongolia. He's won the Mongolian national. What way am I trying to word this? The national championships of Mongolia, the individual time trial, 22, 24, and 25. Wonder what his odds are to win it again this year. Oh. That was a close call there on that wee sign there on that right hand turn. There was a steward standing at the side of it. Was it, or was it a fan? I think they were holding the flag, but they had to hide under the sign there because the peloton went either side of it. The break is now 4:36, so it is coming down, just not very quickly. There was an issue as well with a train splitting up the peloton. And I don't think the breakaway was told to slow up. I think they were, allowed to keep riding up the road. And then there was more splits as well. Sorry, I forgot about that on the two cobble sectors. There was a couple more splits. Peloton split in two. Remco also sounds like a 1970s TV advertised brand of plastic knickknacks. I can't say I agree with you on that one, but because I wasn't around in the 70s, so I can't confirm nor deny that. But I will take your word for it. Oh, Remco? No. Gianni Vermeersch. So it is bike change. It looked like Remco there. It looked like Remco. But no, Gianni Vermeersch gets a bike change for Red Bull. Back on the bike, gets a push, and he's away again. So not a bad pit stop there from Red Bull. Don't know if it was a puncture or mechanical. PCS says mechanical problem. So he's Ronco. Remco's at the front now, as the breakaway is finishing up on the Eichenberg here, I think. Yeah, they finished the Eichenberg. And it looks like Remco's positioning is pretty good here coming up to the Eichenberg. That was a lot of people's concerns going into this race. I've seen quite a few people talk about it. His positioning can be a bit woeful at times. What's the weather like? It's dry. Johnny's the weatherman for that. I think he said I don't know the wind like, but it is dry. The start of the day they were all wearing their coats and stuff like that, but it is dry now. No rain. I don't know if it's cold or warm or anything, but it's dry and that's the main thing. But Remco and Red Bull, 4 riders at the front. Remco is sat on third wheel as they're coming up to the Eichenberg. Quick Step are there as well, so are Unibet Rouge Rockets. Visma there as well. Let me see if I can... Is there a way to get the weather? Weather forecast. Let's have a look. All right. You need the apparently the average temperature's 11 degrees. So it is. Pretty windy. There you go. So there's the wind update from Johnny, our weatherman. So peloton is under the Eichenberg now. Quick Step are moving up on the left hand side of the road. I see Sam Watson there as well. There's a rider from Decathlon. But the main ones at the front are Red Bull with Remco. Gianni Vermeersch makes it onto the back of the peloton on the Eichenberg, trying to get past a few people, but they're going a bit slow for his liking. So 120 kilometers to go now. I see Benaim Girmay there in the back of the UAE riders. Well, UAE rider, sorry. Is that Pogacar? Yeah, it is Pogacar. I was going to say, where's Pogacar in that? But Pogacar sat about second wheel. He's on the wheel of a UAE teammate who's on the wheel of a Red Bull rider. Where is Van Aert? Can I see his helmet? Is that him there? Is that him? Trying to find his helmet from the... Yeah, I'm just seeing that Johnny there in PCS costing for a crash, but I haven't seen anything on TV yet. Mads Pedersen is there as well. He's on the wheel of Pogacar. I can't see Wout van Aert. I couldn't see him from the helicopter. Oh no, I see it now. Cosnefar, I see him. It was just as Gianni Vermeersch got onto the back of the peloton. His bike was at the side of the road and he was in the crowd, actually. Right, can I see? I see Wout van Aert now. He is about six or seven riders down the back. There's another crash, or is that a mechanical? Connor Swift from the breakaway. He is he's down. Back on the bike, gets a push. I wonder what happened there. His jersey's ripped as well down the front of it. Is it going to show it here? Oh, he crashed. Ooh. Ooh. He was trying to fix his jersey and he just came off and glides across the cobbles. Ouch. I don't... My throat's going. I can't... It's always when I'm live and talking, my throat decides to go. But Red Bull seem to be comfortable here at the front of the peloton. They've got Remco in a good position. And yeah, they're at the front. Pogacar's beside him. Quick Step still on the left. There's a rider from Lotto Intermarché there as well. But Bahrain are in behind them. Wout van Aert's still in the same position. I don't see... Van der Poel's a fair bit back, so he is. He's about five or six riders back from Van der Poel. Sorry, 5 or 6 riders back from Wout van Aert. But the two ones in the best position at the moment, or three, sorry, Mads Pedersen, Pogacar and Remco Evenepoel. With Van der Poel being like almost middle the back of the peloton, so he is. Yeah, I seen him get back on the bike. So I did. don't ride the cobbles, so that's fixing your jersey. I think he will have learnt his lesson now, so do. Is that a mechanical for a NSN rider? Balls flying all over the road. Hopefully it doesn't bounce off someone's foot and go back into it. Like I seen so TNT put up on their Instagram of that happening. I can't remember how many years ago it was, but I thought Connor Swift made it back into the breakaway there. But there must be photos or images from earlier. Fashion victim. Well, he was pulling it off. The jersey was all over the I think the jersey, I don't know what happened. It was like ripped and it was flapping all over the wind. Then he went to fix it and then he went down. He's lucky he didn't break his ankle here because his foot came out and it just, if he caught it at the wrong angle, like his ankle was a goner. $116k to go. We've completed the Eau de Quarmont for the first time and the Eichenberg. The Wolvenberg is up next. And then there are 2 cobble sectors after the Wolvenberg, and then we're on to more climbs. Morgado at the front for UAE. Red Bull still at the front. They've got a left-hand bend here. Hopefully no crash. No issues on the corner. But they're on to another. Is this? This is a cobble sector after the. Pardon me, the Holloweg. Morgado, for UAE's at the front. Red Bull are just in behind. I can see Van der Poel with his teammates coming up on the right hand side of the road trying to move up. But Remco's looking pretty comfortable here. Should take some advice from Jonas. So here we go. Opposite on the right hand side. They've moved all the way up to the front. Bunny hop over a pothole. Was that Van der Poel that did that? My throat. Pardon me. Starting to hot up now. They are on that cobble sector. They look pretty good. If you even rode or even just saw them cobbles, you would not think about zipping up. Here, he had a queer set of balls on him to even attempt it, but it didn't work in the end. 2 Norts from Lotto Intermarché seems to have a mechanical. He drops off the back of the peloton. Remco's getting ready to scream at someone. You can see those. $114k. According to PCS, the breakaway have already done the Wolvenberg and they're about to go into the Kirk gate. So they are, but the peloton has the Wolvenberg next. This is 600 meters long, averages of 5.5%. Right hand bend, very sharp right hand bend. Any issues? No. Every time you see one of them bends, you just always expect something to happen. But no issues there, as Alpecin, 2 riders for Alpecin at the front. Mathieu van der Poel is now, he's sitting comfortably in about 5th or 6th wheel. As they hit onto the Wolvenberg, Sam Watson is still at the front. He's obviously going to be Ineos's main man alongside, there's 2 others from Ineos, Josh Tarling and Sheffield, but attack out the front from Groupama FDJ. Roman Gregoire is attacking out the front. Go on Gregoire. Big attack from Gregoire out the front. Someone from Bahrain's trying to follow, as well as a rider from Visma and Alpecin. Who is that from? Is that Laporte from Visma? Go on Gregoire. This is you love to see it. Open it up early. 113 kilometers and we've already got an attack. It is Christophe Laporte follows from Visma. I don't know who the rider is from Bahrain, but there's a rider for Alpecin. Little Trek. All the main teams have a rider chasing, but there is a gap, a very small gap. Pogacar is now sat about 4th or 5th wheel in the peloton. I think the commentator said that Van der Poel is the Alpecin rider. If he is, that is a Is it? It doesn't look it. No, so... No, it's not him. It is not him, but Roman Gregoire with an attack. That is obviously why Groupama were moving to the front there. But the peloton has strung out. Big single file now as they're trying to bring back this Roman Gregoire attack, which it looks like they're just about to. The breakaway, they've cut across to the breakaway now. They are under the Kirkgate, which is 1.4 kilometers long and has some, according to the profile, slight elevation at the end of it. Don't know if it's a climb or if it's just, it looks like a climb. It looks almost bigger than the Wolvenberg on the profile. Ugh. Hagenez drops out the back of the peloton. He's holding his knee. Is that... Yeah, he's holding his thigh. Or was that him holding his thigh, or was that him just resting on his thigh? PCS says Axel Hoons. I think it's all brought back now anyway. Yeah, it's all brought back, so good effort from Roman Gregoire. Glad to see it. But it unfortunately didn't go anywhere. The gap is now down to 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Oh, sorry, you on about the person who attacked? Or... Connor Swift has made it back onto the breakaway now. I'm sure he lost a lot of energy trying to do that, but he's made it back on the cobble here. Oh, big cut on the side of his right thigh. I'm sure that's going to sting. But Laporte is at the front of the peloton. As he attacked off the front, it looks like there's a small gap. But someone from Quickstep went with him. Red Bull trying to close it down. Where's my throat? Oh, flip me. But Christophe Laporte then sits up, realises this isn't going anywhere. What is that? Slingshot? Burgos rider slingshots the Jago rider up the road. So the front of the peloton now is all over the show. Loads of attacks going off the front. They have a left-hand bend here. They hit that fairly quick. Doesn't look like there was any crashes. There's a house in the way, so I can't see, but no crashes. 4 riders off the front. Someone from the Unibet, Rose Rockets, Barry and Red Bull, and Soudal Quickstep. But the peloton are just closing everything down, not letting anyone get away. The Molenberg's up next. And we all know what happened on the Molenberg earlier in the season, opening weekend. It was a mechanical for Hagenez, apparently, according to PCS, not a injury. I thought it was an injury, just the way he was holding his thigh. Who does Wout have for teammates? He has got Hagenez, but he had a mechanical there, so I don't even know if he's in the peloton. He also has Christophe Laporte, Affini, Matthew Brennan, Dole from the UK as well, and Axel Zingle as well. So that is his team. When Remco finishes 39th, he will tell the journalists he didn't actually race. I don't think that's what he can say, because he said in an interview before the race, he was asked, can you win this? And he says, yes, I can. So he's going for the win. And with the amount of media presence that Red Bull put into this, I highly doubt. I wouldn't be surprised, but he's came out, he said he's going to win it, and Red Bull have put all their cards on the table, and they're going for the win here. You think Remco top 10? I'm actually curious to see where Mads Pedersen finishes, because I don't know. I think top 5 would be the max. I don't know a podium. I've seen a few people on my TikTok say that he's not even going to get top 10. He'll struggle to get top 10. But he is very good though. Even injured, he's good. He got 10th there at Dwar's Door, so he did. 110 kilometers to go now. Almost hitting the 100 kilometer mark. And it'll not be long until the Molenberg here. The peloton's on this issue for the Uno X, Jonas Abrahamsen, the Unibet. Uno X, Jonas Abrahamsen, mechanical. He's having a bike change. He's taking his time here, but he's back on the bike, getting pushed back. And there he is back on the bike. They're on this cobble sector here that's 800 meters long. Sorry, no, the peloton's on the Kirkgate. The breakaway has just completed the second cobble sector there. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. The Jagger, I'll call it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the peloton are about to hit that next once they finish the Kirkgate. It's only 800 meters long, but the breakaway here are on the descent down towards the Molenberg. Is this the... This is because the Unibet and Uno, it's just, I don't know, brain went for Unibet Rose Rockets. Why is my throat going? The Jaggerai. I'll go with that. Or hold up. Yeah, I'll go with that. The Jaggerai. Kapeshki from just said Kapeshki for Uno X. Kapeshki for Kapeshki for the Unibet Rose Rockets is 20 seconds up the road on the peloton. Him and Jonas Abrahamsen have both transferred teams for the day. Is that right? That was I can't tell if it's sarcasm or not. Oh. Sorry if you hear banging as well. I keep hitting my table, so I do. But that is the banging, or if I set my water bottle down the table as well, it makes a bang. Just showing the Roman Gregoire attack here. Just say shirt colours. Well, what happens if I say the rider in blue? They're all wearing blue. Afternoon from Scotland. Thanks for the stream again. Cheers. Good afternoon, and no problem. No problem. Let's have a look at the. So the poll, 50% have went with Tadej Pogačar, 14% Van de Poel, 29% Wout van Aert, and 7% for other. So I've actually got some votes for other. Now it's Connor Swift getting his ball from the car. I thought he had a mechanical there, but oh no, sorry, he's not getting. I thought it looked like a bottle. He's getting a new shoe, or what? What? Yeah, he near lost that shoe there. That wasn't put on properly. I wonder what you do in that situation if your shoe flies off. Hope I'm not colorblind, but I think I'm not colorblind. The other that makes sense. That makes more sense now. So Kapeshki is about to get caught here. I think he has got caught. Well, yeah, he has, but I mean, there'll be 2 seconds in it here. But the peloton's about to hit the descent down to the Molenberg. The breakaway is just about to finish. I say descent. It is it's not the biggest of descents, like, but it is just downhill. Am I behind? So the peloton's onto the Jaggerai now. It says PCS have already completed it, so I don't know how far I actually am behind. Let me see if I can go back on. It goes a bit more forward. No, same place where I left off. So I'm at 106 kilometers. It says 106 kilometers to go on PCS. So I don't know what way it's going. But yes, Johnny Trotnik, always good. He's at the front for Red Bull, so he is. They're on the left-hand side of the road. Quick Stepper in the middle of the peloton, and on the right is Niels Pollitt. Is that Vermeersch on his wheel? It is indeed. No Pogacar though. Don't see Pogacar there. Left-hand turn on the cobble sector, and I think that's unfinished. The Agarai now. I'm synced to your iffy stream. That's good then. So where are we at now? The Molenberg is next. Crash in the peloton by Cluckers. Yep. Ooh, into the ditch. Or Cluckers. I call him Cluckers. He was the only one that went down, and he went straight into that ditch. Lovely. Petratnik at the front for Red Bull. Niels Pollitt on his wheel. They're going to show the bird's eye here. Where is he? Where are you at? There he is there. He stopped pedaling. He's on the right-hand side of the road. Oh. Lovely. He got clocked. Lovely. Yes, at least he is up. But he took some fall there. He went head first into that ditch. So we've completed the Ode de Quarmont, the Wolvenberg, the Eichenberg. We're going to go on to the Molenberg. The Bergberg's next. Sorry, I don't... been dying to make that joke. But the Molenberg is next. So they've completed 3 climbs, so 13 more to go. And they've completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cobble sectors. So that means that there is 9 more cobble sectors to go. So that is breakaway under the Molenberg now. Big, really tight bend on the narrow road under the Molenberg. And the last time we've seen this, we've seen Plumers hit the deck, loses 2 front teeth, and Vermeersch and Van de Poel go clear with Tim van Dijk. That was at Omloop. So, where's Pogacar? Vermeersch is sitting second wheel here on the peloton as they're coming in towards the Molenberg. 3 Red Bull riders. I see Pogacar now. He's coming up on the right-hand side of the road. Is Remco. Remco is sat 5th wheel in the peloton, 3rd wheel on his train for Red Bull. But Pogacar looks... What's that hanging out of his jersey? Report from the race, Remco just screamed at his... So, the Mongolian drops on the Molenberg. He's dropping. 104 kilometers to go. That's unfortunate. They said they're the first Mongolian to ever ride the Tour of Flanders, and he's dropping out of the breakaway. I think it was the 7-year-old stepped out in front of him. Oh. Right, we're coming into the Molenberg. Pogacar is now perfectly positioned in 3rd place. It looks like he's actually about to sit down and eat with a napkin tucked into his shirt. What is that? But Niels Pollitt doing a massive shift here for UAE. He where is Wout van Aert? Wout van Aert isn't here. He is here, but he's just not in a good position. Van de Poel is sat about... Where's Van Aert is position. Visma now are struggling. Two teammates as well as Wout van Aert struggling here with a big kick, trying to get up to the front of the peloton here for the Molenberg, as Wout van Aert is completely caught out of... He's a decent bit back here as they're coming up to the Molenberg. So what are we looking at? Pogacar is sat 3rd wheel. Sam Watson just to the right-hand side of Pogacar. Evenepoel is sat maybe 5th or 6th wheel. But Van de Poel is he moved onto the wheel of Pogacar there? He is. Van de Poel's on the wheel of Pogacar. Here we go. Molenberg is on now, so they've hit the left-hand turn onto the Molenberg. Everyone is in a brilliant position except for Wout van Aert. Let's hope for no crashes like Omlop. So here we go. UAE powering at the front. Is that Sam Watson in second wheel? Vermeersch is at the front here on the Molenberg. 7% average, 14.2% maximum. Pogacar sat third wheel. Van der Poel sat fourth wheel. Where is Remco? He's got a few teammates around him. I completely forgot about Mads Pedersen. I think I seen him there at near the... Is it? I don't know. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see any riders from Little Trek. I got a glimpse of one, but... Vermeer's still at the front. No issues at all as Sam Watson second. Pogacar third. Van der Poel fourth. I think Remco is sat in sixth wheel with a teammate in front of him. But the gaps are opening up here. I see Wout van Aert as well. Is that Pedersen now? There's a gap and he's at the front trying to bring it back. So the gaps are starting to open up here. Van Aert is in the group with Pedersen, so he is. But Vermeersch now is the only rider left for UAE, and it looks like it is going to be Vermeersch and Pogacar for the final 100 kilometers, unless the peloton bring it back. But I don't know. I don't know if they will. Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen have made it onto the front group now. Trenton's there as well. So Trenton, I'd seen there was a Tudor rider that bridged across to Remco and Pogacar and Van der Poel, but it was Trenton that did that. There's another rider from Tudor as well. I'm going to assume that it is Mazzato. The gap to the breakaway, 200. The gap to the breakaway is 2 minutes and 36 seconds. You need lunch. So we've got a gap off the front here. Don't know the names in it, but I do know that Pedersen, Remco, Pogacar, Van der Poel, and Wout van Aert are all in this front group. I think it's maybe about 12 riders in it, maybe. But now is the peloton chasing down. I don't know the exact gaps. PCS hasn't updated, neither has the TV, but it is all split apart here now on the Molenberg. Red Bull have moved to the front. Yeah, the peloton is in shambles, and I don't think they know who's doing what or who's where or what to do, because everything just ripped apart there on the Molenberg. But Pogacar's now at the front of this group. Oh no, he's going to attack, isn't he? He's going to attack. Why is he at the front riding? So Remco has two teammates with him. Sam Watson's there. Pogacar has one teammate. Van der Poel's at the front now pacing. Does he have a teammate? Doesn't look it. I think Van der Poel's on his own. Ineos, they have two riders, Sam Watson. I'm not sure who the other one is. I'm going to assume Sheffield, maybe. Oh! Riley Sheehan, another lovely bike handling skills, but that is the second time he's went off the road. Yes, he does have Laporte. So I think everyone has a teammate bar Van der Poel. Oh dear for Van der Poel. He will have to just sit on the wheels and hope for the best. The Malboschstraat is up next. 2 kilometers long, average of 3%, maximum of 7%. The breakaway have just completed it. I think the peloton have just hit the bottom of it now. 100 kilometers to go. There's Vasek, and who's that from Lotto Intermarché? Who is that? Let's have a look. Lotto Intermarché, where is it? Vito Barret. So that is the... Are they chasing the main group? Yeah, they are. Them two are about to make it onto the back of the Pogacar group. I say about to. They're struggling to. Yeah, sorry. Well spotted. I should have spotted that. But yes, he does have Sylvain Delay up the road. So he does. Trenton moves to the front now. He is a teammate as well towards the back, but he's at the front. Mohoric is there as well. He moved to the front. So we're getting the names updated now. Oh, here we go. PCS says Rick. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Rick Plumiers is there, the guy who lost his 2 front teeth on the Molenberg at the opening weekend. So he completed the Molenberg this time, and he's in the front group. But Vasek and Vito Barret are at the closing. Commentator just said Brat, so that's what I'm going to call him. I'll not call him Barret. Brat. Rider from AF Education now off the front of the peloton. Commentator said it looks like Valgren. I can't confirm nor deny. I don't know what Valgren looks like. But what a group up the front here. Pogacar, Florian Vermeersch, Van der Poel, Mohoric, Magnus Sheffield, Sam Watson, Pedersen, Remco, Mick van Dijk, Jasper Stuyven, Wout van Aert, Christophe Laporte, Trenton, and Plumiers. That is some group up the front of the road, and I think it would be I'd be very surprised if they bring them back. They've got Vermeersch and Laporte at the front, as well as Mick van Dijk. They're the 3 teammates doing their turn, and they're going to be. I think, is Vasek going to get there for Pedersen? I think if he does, I think he'll be done by the time he gets there. Yeah, I think it's, what is that? 25 seconds. I don't think they're going to catch him. But they're about to hit the I don't even know how to pronounce that. The Berendries. That's what I'll go with. But the breakaway has just hit it. 940 meters long, 7% average, 12% maximum. No cobbles on this one, but that doesn't matter. The hill itself looks. Look at the crowds. Pogacar has moved to the front here. Oh dear. Is that right? So it's that simple. Bear Andre, yes. Van der Poel's at the front. I think we're going to see an attack here. Mads is in the front group. He's on his own. He has no teammate with him though, unless I'm being blind. But Vasek is 20 seconds down the road trying to catch him. I don't think he is though. So the only ones that don't have a teammate that are favourites are Mads Pedersen and Van der Poel. Pogacar has Vermeersch. Wout van Aert has Laporte, and Remco Evenepoel has Gianni Vermeersch and Mick van Dijk. Mohoric at the front here, coming into the Berendries. So Vasek has been caught by Valgren and the peloton. So it is up to the peloton to bring this group back now. What is the gap? Gap's 30 seconds, 28 seconds, in and around that. And like Bobby said earlier, Sylvain Delay is up the road for Van der Poel. I think PCS says that he actually does have a teammate with him. I haven't seen one. It says he's got Michael. Why is every name so hard? Michael Goggle. Yeah, I'll call him Goggle. Doesn't look like he does. No, there's no way he does. It says in PCS he does, but he doesn't. Apparently the decathlon rider is Stan de Wolf. Fair play to him, because we all seen what he did in the E3. Let's hope he can replicate that at the... Oh, the Mongolian rider has been just passed here. But it is all up to who's going to make the first move now, and I think they're all going to be keeping their eyes on Pogacar here to make the first move. Pogacar sat 4th wheel. Remco is sat 6th wheel. Van der Poel sat in 10th wheel, 9th wheel, and then Wout van Aert at the back of this group. So he is. Pedersen just sat right in front of him. But no, Remco, sorry, is sat in 2nd wheel. I thought he would. It looked like him in the 6th wheel there. It was Vermeersch again. That's the second time I've got them two mixed up. But they are now under the boundaries now. And Mick van Dijk is doing the work at the front with Remco on his wheel. Pogacar sat in 3rd. The peloton have just hit the boundaries now. The gap now is 35 seconds from the peloton to the breakaway. And abandoned from the race for Quickstep, Fabio van den Busch. There's the Mongolian about to get caught by the peloton. Fair play to him. So they've just completed the boundaries now. That is the front group, I should say. Sorry, not the front group. Sorry, the chasing group to the breakaway, which includes Pogacar. I'll just call it the Pogacar group. So they've just completed that. The breakaway, they're under the Valkenburg now. They're the next climbs the Valkenburg. They're about 8 kilometers away from it. In and around that, maybe a bit under. "94 kilometers to go. Peloton is 2 minutes and 30 down on the breakaway. The Pogacar group is 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And we've just had a break. Great. You might have to get rid of the megaphone then if he can teach him. Right, so the poll, Tadej Pogacar 41%, Mathieu van der Poel is on 18%, Wout van Aert 29%, and other is 12%. So that is what we are currently looking at for the poll. My prediction was Pogacar. Who I want to win it is Mads Pedersen, but I highly doubt it. I also had a hot take of Remco Evenepoel to finish on the podium, so I did. They dropped the weight. I'm trying to think. Where's Pogacar going to attack? I don't know. I don't. I said that at the start. I can't think of where he could attack. Well, he could attack from anywhere, but I'm trying to predict where he's going to attack. Maybe the Eau de Quarmont for the second time. Yeah, wherever you have. That's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to predict. I'm trying to make a prediction for where he is going to attack. But he could attack from anywhere. Oh. And if he does attack, who can go with him? Do we see a scenario where it is Pogacar, Van der Poel, Van Aert, Pedersen, and Remco, all 5 at the front? Or is that just a bit too much of a fantasy? I think Wout van Aert might do an attack, like he did last year. I'm still on a breakaway, I'm still on a break. I read, sorry, team's not in the breakaway, and thought I'm not on a breakaway. I'm still on my break. I'm still at an ad break here. this point, he may as well choose somewhere just for the goal. Yeah. He might as well just attack now. Get it over and done with. Oh, I know Laporte is very strong. I just think Wout van Aert may do an attack. I don't actually. Obviously, Pogacar is going to attack first because he's the favourite, and everyone's looking at him waiting to make the first move. But I'm trying to think who will follow, and what happens after that. I'm just gonna have to wait, aren't I? Right, we're back. My waffle can stop, and we can go back to the race. So Van der Poel's at the front. Why? So Van der Poel's at the front here doing. He's pulling for this group. You're not feeling it for a while. Ooh, well, his positioning for that Molenberg was awful. Mads Pedersen will have a good chance. Do you think so? I hope he does. I would love to see that. So we have got 90 kilometers to go now. Not 190, sorry. 90. I don't know if that updated. Right, there we go. 90 kilometers to go. Yeah, I don't think the peloton is coming back now. The group to the gap to the gap to the breakaway is 139, and the peloton is 220 down. So I don't think the peloton is coming back. They've got the Valkenberg next, which I think the gap will only increase on. And then there's another wee bit, another 10 kilometers or so until the Bergten out. But Christophe Laporte at the front of this group with Matteo Trentin, Jasper Stuyven, Rick Plumiers. Sorry, I was scratching my shoulder. I was rolling around, my hand was shaking. Pardon me. If it goes to a sprint, yes, that was my, in the video I did, that was my like dream scenario to have the four of them. I add Remco into it now, so the five. So Remco, Mads Pedersen, Wout van Aert, Van der Poel, and Pogacar, all coming into the final kilometre in a group and sprinting for the win. I don't think you could write it any better than that. But Pogacar's now at the front of this group. At least they're all doing their turns. I've actually expected the teammates to do a lot of the work. They must be trying to reserve their teammates' energy for when they need them. Pogacar must have a wee bit of energy to give there, so he thought, here, you know what, have some of it. I'll be generous. Yeah, what you said there is literally me. That's my opinions and thoughts summed up pretty much. Oh, the rain. Oh, the rain. It is lashing now. The breakaway, the rain they've just cut to the break. I don't know if it was actually in that Pogacar group, but they've just cut to the breakaway here. You're a minute and 40 up the road, and the roads are soaking. The camera's soaking, and the riders are soaking. Yeah, that's... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. The rain is here. Now, it said light showers when I did my video on Thursday. This isn't light, nor is it a shower. If Remco looks backwards while shouting, surely that's worth it. How do people come up with this? Like, all the riders are soaked. This is like torrential. That has completely changed how this race is going to go here. Van der Poel at the front with his tongue out. Any wind? I can't check. Let me see if I think I need the pro version of PCS. Let me check. Weather. No, what's the temperature? It says weather forecast. Let's have a look. I don't know. Apparently it's sitting 40 kilometers an hour. Wind gust is 40 kilometers an hour. Wind speed is 30 kilometers an hour, I think. It says 160 kilometers. I don't know if that is with 160 into the race or 160 to go, but it's sitting in and around that. There you go. Johnny's going to be our wind man for the day. So if anyone has a question about the wind, go to Johnny, because I can't get it. 50 plus meters per second. 88 on your screen. Yes, 88 kilometers to go. I really hope Mads Pedersen does well. Likewise. Remco Evenepoel at the front. The gap is now 1 minute and 20 seconds for the breakaway. And like Bobby said and reminded me, Sylvain Dillier is up the road for Mathieu van der Poel. It says he has a teammate in. He doesn't. PCS says he's got Michael, I call him Michael Goggle as a teammate, but I don't know if I'm genuinely blind, but I can't see him. Unless he's wearing another team's jersey for the day. I can't see him, but if you are just joining the group the Pogacar group includes the likes of Pogacar, obviously, Florian Vermeersch, Van der Poel, Mohoric, Stan de Wolf, Magnus Sheffield, from Ineos, Sam Watson from Ineos, Mads Pedersen, Remco Evenepoel, Gianni Vermeersch, Tim van Dijk, Jasper Stuyven, Wout van Aert, Christophe Laporte, Matteo Trentin, and Rick Plemiers. The annoying flaky wind type of spring. Every turn you do, it's in your face. I suppose that would be annoying, but we're under the Valkenberg now. 500 meters. Pogacar is at the front here, out of the saddle. Remco on his wheel, and they're gapping. So I wouldn't even call it an attack, but Van der Poel closes it down. There was a small gap, created. But it is Pogacar at the front, Remco on his wheel, Van der Poel on his wheel, Christophe Laporte there, Wout van Aert at the back as always. Why does he love the back of every group he's at? His position at the moment isn't the best in this race. Yeah, Jano, you reckon they? I'm assuming that's for Jano Berkmoes. I don't know, but I reckon they're fans of him. Must be his hometown or village or something they're going through. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. Max Mad and Leroy J. So Florian Vermeersch now moves to the front of this now. Where's Pogacar? Pogacar sat about 6th wheel. The rain has stopped, so there's no more rain, but they're just all soaking and the roads are soaking. Peloton is now onto the Valkenberg. They are a minute down on this Pogacar group now. So the Pogacar, they're 56 seconds down in the breakaway. Peloton is a minute and 53. So they're just in and around the minute mark on a gap on the Peloton. And obviously the Pogacar group has a minute on the breakaway. Or a minute down on the breakaway. So, where was I in the chat? Do you know Dylan Corky? He's from Ireland, isn't he? Let me check. Sorry, I think he's from Ireland. What did Picnic? Yeah. Yes, so he writes for Picnic Post. Yes. I expect on the right top 50, hopefully. If he gets a top 50, fair play to him. That is a very good result. Van Aert has a teammate, so won't go to the front. I know he's not going to go to the front, but it's just surprising to see him at the back. You know, Evenepoel and Pogacar both have a teammate. Evenepoel has two, but it is just surprising to see him so far at the back of this group. Sun shines out now. You are right, Johnny. You reckon? You reckon Van Aert's going to blow up here? Mohoric now at the front of this group. Is that Van der Poel on the wheel? It is indeed. Mads Pedersen is at the back as well with Wout van Aert, but so a couple of people thinking Wout van Aert is gonna run out of energy here. I hope these aren't right. 42 seconds now, the gap to the breakaway. Oh, 85k to go. What is up next? We've got a decent bit now until the next climb, which is the Berg ten Hout. So it is, if that is pronounced correctly. But yeah, 16 riders in the Pogacar group chasing down the breakaway, which did have 13 riders, but the rider from Mongolia unfortunately dropped out. First rider from Mongolia to ride the Tour of Flanders. So he's the only rider to drop from the breakaway. We did have Connor Swift crash, but he made it back on. I hope I'm wrong, but he seems out of thoughts. Well, him and Visma definitely weren't switched on for the Molenberg. I'll put it that way. It was like a sheer panic moment when they realized, because the speed they hit it just seemed like, the speed that they hit just seemed like pure panic when they realized the Molenberg was coming up and everyone else was in a brilliant position. Wout van Aert just saving energy. Van Aert is bluffing. Van Aert is bluffing. So the gap from they've got the exact meters up. So the gap from the breakaway to the Pogacar group is 388 meters to be precise. But the time wise, it's 37 seconds. So it is. The breakaway is now looking over their shoulder to see where this group is and how far away they are. But it looks like the pace has dropped in this breakaway up the front. Rider from Picnic Post, Vandenberg, he's at the front of the breakaway. But yep, the rain has stopped, sun is out, but the roads are still wet. And I'm in an ad break, of course I am. Rim at the front. Hey, if you set up one of those buy me coffee things, I'll gladly throw you a couple bucks. I can't. And for the YouTube stuff, I need like a certain amount of subscribers and stuff like that before I can get, money and stuff like that. But I appreciate it, but I can't. I'm just gonna have to wait until I can set something like that up, or unless you assume you mean maybe the web. I think there's like different websites that you can set stuff up on. I don't know any. I may look into it, but I appreciate it anyway. Rick Plumere said in his interview with Dutch TV exactly where they went and how he anticipates on that. Smart dude. Well, here, if he says it and they do it, that is what you want. You want to back up what you say. I think if I, what is it, member, is it, let me check, because it actually says, I think to get ads on my stream, it's like 1,000 subscribers or something like that, but I think for memberships and stuff like that, and donations and stuff is 500, so I'm halfway there, 250, not be long, hopefully. But yes, there are funding sites. I think I have seen a few, well, maybe one or two, but oh no, I'll get to that in 1 second. But yeah, I'm halfway till I can get members and stuff like that. So it is the grind of that now, but hopefully I get it soon. But to what I was saying, oh no to, we have some people that have abandoned the race. The main one, which is why I said oh no, was Dylan Corkery. He is abandoned, which is unfortunate to see for Picnic Post. You follow me on TikTok. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But the other riders that have abandoned are Warren School from InnoX, Sam Welsford from Ineos, Dresner's from Red Bull, who he had abandoned way earlier, and obviously Van de Bosch as well from Soudal Quickstep, he had abandoned before this. But the big group that came through was Clement Aleno from Burgos, Biermans from Cofidis, Dylan Corkery, Warren Scholl, and Sam Welsford. So that isn't... oh dear. It also said I missed an update there for Ivan Garcia Cortina. He crashed in the peloton, but he's back. He's back on his bike apparently as well. The gap, according to PCS, is Pogacar is 27 seconds down. The Pogacar group, sorry, is 27 seconds down on the breakaway. So when this group comes together, that will be a group of 28 riders. The peloton is 1:40 down on the breakaway, so they're 1:20 down on the Pogacar group. So I don't think the peloton is coming back. So once they catch his breakaway, it looks like these 28 riders are going to be it to the finish, unless someone from the peloton obviously attacks out the front and is able to bring this gap down. But we will have to wait for that. 81 kilometers to go, so I will now change that. Turn to the left, no issues on that for the peloton. Now the favourites group have got a gap on the big peloton. They need to start attacking Pogacar before the second quadrant, otherwise they will lose. Well, the other favourites do have teammates with them. Van der Poel has Dilly up the road. Remco has two teammates, and Van Aert has Laporte, or Laporte has Van Aert, depending on how they are feeling. But they could maybe bring him back if they decide to work together. But I think if Pogacar does attack, it's going to be hard to bring him back, because usually when he does get the minute gap on the rest, everyone just stops riding and they all sit up and fight for second. But I do think Remco's going to attack at some point as well. I think Remco will attack and just go into time trial mode. But if he can get a gap, though, Pogacar will obviously get a gap. He'll attack and get a gap, and who knows what'll happen. But Watson is a great rider, good sprint, great on cobbles, classics, underrated. I agree. He was very good in the Tour of Flanders as well with Ghana. I thought that Ineos were actually working for Sam Watson to get a result, but Ghana obviously won that race. He had two bike changes, but Sam Watson and Magnus Sheffield as well, the three of them looked brilliant in that Tour of Flanders, and Sam Watson and Magnus Sheffield are backing that up yet again with another good performance here at the Tour of Flanders. He was good at the Tour. He won the prologue on that, so he did. Won the first race of the season, and then they got two top 10s as well, stage 4 and stage 5. Stan de Wolf at the front of this the Pogacar group. Mohoric on second wheel. No, they moved to the Red Bull rider and Ineos rider. Magnus Sheffield have moved to the front now. Sam Watson at the very back with Wout van Aert right in front of him. Breakaway looking over their shoulder as the peloton has closed this gap now to 10 seconds. So it is going to become a group of 28 here going into the Berg ten Hout. So it is. Peloton is 1:20 down now. I don't think, yeah. I think the peloton is out of it, so I do. Well, for the mate, well, I think the peloton is, yeah, you know what I mean. The best thing about the Tour Down Under was it was on at a civilized time for me. It wasn't for me. I actually stayed up for it, so I did. I stayed up for just a live stream, to get the first couple of streams and get comfortable with it. So I actually stayed up to like 4 or 5 a.m. and there was like no one watching, which was actually pretty good. So I was just talking to myself the majority of the time, but it was a long week, put it that way. So the breakaway and the Pogacar group have come together. There's about a 1 second gap between it, but they've come together pretty much. Mid-evening for you? You stayed up 2 days as well. I didn't stay up for the prologue? I didn't do the prologue. I was like, no, there's no point me staying up for that. But I stayed up for every other stage, and it was a rough few nights towards the end of it. So Pogacar has caught up to the breakaway. The gap is now 1:16. So it is. So it's decreasing a bit. Decreased by 5 seconds. It's now going up. So it's just one of them ones where it's going to fluctuate all over the show. But this is the peloton now. Who's at the front of the peloton? Movistar, Red Bull, Quick Step. Red Bull have 2 riders at the front of the peloton. They obviously don't want it. They obviously are doing the trick where we'll sit at the front until someone pulls off, and then we will not ride. So they're sat second and third in the peloton. There's a Movistar rider up in first. Lidl have a rider. Jayco have a rider, but there's no team chasing back. So the peloton definitely isn't catching with no main team chasing. Because 28 riders. Do I want to name them all? Not particularly. We've got 77 kilometers to go. But the ones to note in this front group: Pogacar, Florian Vermeersch, Van der Poel, Mohoric. I'll add Stan de Wolf in there just because of his E3 performance. Luke Lamperti's there as well. He's been in the breakaway all day. There's Magnus Sheffield, Connor Swift, Sam Watson. So Ineos now become 3. Mads Pedersen is there. Remco Evenepoel, Gianni Vermeersch and Tim van Dijken. Jasper Stuyven, Van Aert, Christophe Laporte, Frederick Frison for Q36, Matteo Trentin, Rick Plemiers, and then the rider for the Unibet Rouge Rocket is De Vries. There are a few other riders in there, but yeah, the big main teams in it. The teams with the most riders are Red Bull and Ineos, both have 3. Bahrain, Alpecin, UAE, Tudor and Visma have 2 riders, and then the rest have 1. So they do. So there are a few numbers and a few teams with good numbers in it. But we're about to hit the Berg ten Hout, so we are. That is what is up next. I'm at US Eastern, so I'm 5 hours behind you. Paid for it this morning. Third time I did it, and every time I think, why? I know after I did it the first time, I thought to myself, should I even do this next year? I'm going to, but it was the first thought when I finished it. I was like, there's not a mission, I'm doing this next year. But we'll see closer to the time, and I most likely will. But the riders at the back of this front, or the front of the race, are Sam Watson, Frederick Frison, De Vries from Unibet. There's Van Aert, and Mads Pedersen. They're the 5 riders at the very back going into the Berg ten Hout, which is 1.1 kilometers long, average is 6%, and a maximum of 21%. So what is going to happen here? After this, we've got the Kreisberg. But Florian Vermeersch at the front with Pogacar in second wheel as he moves to the front of the race now, with Remco comfortably sat on his wheel. Don't forget, it has been raining. The cobbles look pretty dry, to be fair. They don't look too... They actually look very dry. Doesn't look like the rain hit there. But Pogacar's at the front. Remco on his wheel. Florian Vermeersch sat in third. Frederick Frison drops out the back of this group on the Berg ten Hout. The gap to the peloton is now 1:30 as Pogacar gets out of the saddle. Here we go. Pogacar's out of the saddle. No attack yet. That was got a bit excited there. But Remco looks over his shoulder. He's on the right. Remco looks to be attacking. He moves to the front now. Pogacar onto his wheel. Are these? What are we looking at here? Are they just testing the waters? But Evenepoel's out of the saddle. Looks like he is attacking. Christophe Laporte is on the third wheel. He's trying to bridge across to Pogacar. They're showing the back here. No attack. Remco sits up, obviously just testing the waters to see what everyone's about. All the riders that were in the breakaway that have been caught are now dropping. Sylvain Dillier drops, so Van der Poel is back down to himself. The rider De Vries from Unibet Rouge Rockets, he has now dropped. the rider from Team Flanders as well, he is dropped. But Magnus Sheffield sat in second wheel. Pogacar's at the front. Remco in third. Laporte in fourth. Mads Pedersen has moved up a bit as well. So has Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert is on the wheel of Van de Poel now. Connor Swift, he's dropped. The other rider from Burgos has dropped as well. Who is it? Faguendes from Burgos. Him and Connor Swift have now dropped. They're going to get rid of some baggage in the first group. Yep, they are. They are indeed, Johnny. They are dropping like flies. Christophe Laporte now moves to the front. Pogacar's getting a break. He's in second wheel now. De Vries and Dillier will get back, you think so? Before the Kreisberg. They'll probably drop on the Kreisberg as well, but... So the pole, what's the pole looking like? Pogacar 43%, Van de Poel 13%, Wout van Aert 30%, and other 13%. So that is what the pole's looking like. The Groupama now at the front of the peloton here. So they are. Quick-Step sat in second, Red Bull in third, Q36 fourth. Yet again, no main team at the front trying to bring back this group. I think there's 2 Red Bull riders. I think there was a few riders back. So Connor Swift and Faguendes made it back onto this Pogacar group. Any more people abandoned? Nope, no more people have no one else has abandoned, sorry. The others are 13%. Don't get ahead of yourself. Wout van Aert is 30%. He's hop on a plane from America, parachute out to the finish line, won it. Remco, Pogacar, Van de Poel and Wout van Aert are the 4 riders side by side at the front, as Van Aert moves to the front of this group now. So he's no longer at the back here. He's moved right up to the front. You think you'll abandon? Where's Mads Pedersen? I see him. Mads Pedersen is near. He's about. Wout van Aert's dropped down to about 8 riders back. Mads Pedersen's 2 riders behind Wout van Aert. Pogacar's back at the front. He's at the front a lot here. Florian Vermeersch is moving up on the right here now. He's obviously got some energy back. I must say I'm impressed with Remco so far, but it's only gonna get worse. Not for him, sorry. I meant the race. The race is only gonna get worse. The Kreisberg is up next. We're about 7-8 kilometers out from it. So we are. PCS van is coming up soon. The PCS van is about 2 or 3 kilometers away. I just noticed there because the van is on the route here. Your iffy stream has halted. You're gonna miss the PCS van. It's the best part of the whole race. 72 kilometers to go. I'm gonna change this to 70 because I will forget. So now it is just conserve energy time before the Kreisberg and the Houtonde or whatever way you pronounce that. But they're the next 2. It's back. Yeah. Who's this? Frederick Frison. They're showing him about to get caught by the peloton here. So does that mean Dillier and De Vries have moved up then? Frederick Frison has dropped way out the back. So far that the peloton is about to catch him. But Johnny, you may be right. Dillier and De Vries may make it back here. Actually, I don't know where they're at, but Gianni Vermeersch now moves to the front of this group. Pogacar still, Pogacar sat in about third, second, and first in this group. Like the majority, like since it's happened, very rarely he has went any further back than third wheel. Van Aert yet again way to the back. So he is. It's about 144p on a 4K screen. I'm sure that's great for the eyes and that. Oh. Not a lot happening now, I'm gonna be honest. It's like watching Lego racing. Very good. But yeah, the hit 70 kilometers now. There's no rain like there was earlier. It is all dry. The roads are dry as well. And yeah, I'm not expecting much here now till the Kreisberg. No problem for the 70s kids. So we've got about just under 2 hours left to race, and I've been live for an hour and 36 minutes. Damn. Jenny Vermeer's having a conversation with Pogacar there. Peloton's 2 minutes down now. It's just hit 2 minutes. Oh dear. Peloton is gone, so who isn't there in the... I'm trying to think. But Mohoric is there. The only rider for EF is Luc Lamperti. Roman Gregoire isn't there. Bergmoes for Lotto Intermarché. Now he crashed at E3. Was it E3? No, it was Dwar's Door. He abandoned at Dwar's Door. Benim Girmay isn't there. Soudal Quickstep, they've only got Stuyven up there, so no Van Barle or Manier. Jayco, they don't have the Bont up there. They've got... Is the other rider there De Putter? No, he dropped. Oh dear. So Jayco don't have a rider up there. Who else? Astana, they don't have Bethiol or anything up there. Uno X, no Abrahamsen, and obviously Warren Scroll abandons. And then Total Energies, no Anthony Turgis or anything, and Unibet Rose Rockets, no Lucas Kubish or Kopeschke as well. They've only got De Vries, who has dropped out the back, but he's about 30 seconds down now. A 13-inch Sony, jeez. Sean Kelly's back on commentary. He's listening to him is brilliant. Like his accent is it's very good. So it is. Faguendes is from Burgos. Is at the front of this. At the front of the race. At the front of the group. Mohoric now with Gradek from Bahrain. That's his teammate, but he's at the front. Vermeersch now at the front with Pogacar on his wheel. Van Aert and Mads Pedersen moving up quite a bit, but it is Van Aert, Mads Pedersen, Van der Poel, all three near each other. Very, very close to each other. But it is Pogacar at the front again. There's no way he sits at the front the majority of this time and then he's going to attack with about 50k to go and win. Uruguay. Yep, the Uruguayan rider. Is that the Uruguayan? So they're going under the Kreisberg now. 2.7 kilometers long, average of 4%, and a maximum of 8.5%. Pogacar's still at the front. So he's leading them onto the Kreisberg. Where is everyone else? Christophe Laporte on his wheel. Van Aert is close to the front as well. Where's Evenepoel? I see Evenepoel, he's at the back. Van der Poel is in Wout van Aert's wheel. Pogacar's dropped back a bit, but it is... Never mind. I keep getting Remco and Gianni Vermeersch mixed up. They look the exact same. They look the same size. Remco's on the wheel of Pogacar. He's stuck to his wheel like glue. Every time Pogacar goes to the front, Remco's straight onto it. The crowds here on the Kreisberg. I swear, like, the half of Belgium must be here today. Not on this climb, I'm talking about spread out throughout the race, like. But don't forget, we've still got the Eau de Quarmont 2 more times, the Paterberg twice, the Koppenberg, the Timberg, the Kreuzberg again. I think it's the other side of the Kreisberg, maybe. There's the Oud Kreisberg and then there's the other Kreisberg. But no attacks on this one. 67 kilometers to go. And the front four riders are Pogacar, Remco Evenepoel, Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert. But no one is attacking. Wout van Aert out of the saddle on the right hand side. No attack there though. He's at the front now. Where's Mats Pedersen? He's towards the back, I think. I think I've seen a little Trek jersey there towards the back. Where's Mats Pedersen? Yeah, he's towards the back. But Ineos moved to the front now. Connor Swift and Sheffield Magnus there at the front now. No Sam Watson. I think he's towards the back of this group as well. Another feed zone. Potential tyre change zone as well if anyone needs it. Half of Flanders. The balloons, don't care. Look at the crowds. They're all watching it on the screen like. There's the DJ booth and all out. That looks class. What a sight. The beer tent. So Florian Vermeersch and Connor Swift have made it off the front with Plumiers as well. They've went off the front. What happened there? So Pogacar... He's obviously not going to care that Vermeersch is way off the front. But Red Bull now moved to the front of this chasing group with EF Education's Luc Lamperti sat in second wheel, Christophe Laporte in third, and they're going to try and bring Florian Vermeersch back here. Ineos aren't going to ride, and neither is Pogacar. But there's another rider that went with him. Who was it? Plumiers from Tudor. Sean Kelly has given his opinions on the bleeding obvious right now, class rider, but not an incisive commentator. I just love listening to him. I think he's brilliant. I don't care what he says. It's like a delight listening to him. Just the accent and the way he says things, and some of the stuff he does say is very, very good. As Christophe Laporte now attacks out the front. Who's that from? Is that Cofidis? Zamperini from Cofidis follows Christophe Laporte. Pogacar now in the third wheel. He's trying to bridge across to Christophe Laporte. Ineos rider dropped the wheel. I'll give you that. See, he's I don't know. I just like listening to him. Plumiers still anticipating, very smart rider. Yeah, he's just sat comfortably on the wheel of Vermeersch. Connor Swift sat in third, but Laporte is bringing them back here with a big attack, and everyone is trying to react. Tadej Pogacar sat in third wheel in this group. Wout van Aert on his wheel. Van der Poel and Mads Pedersen, as well as Remco Evenepoel, are a bit back, but doesn't seem to be much of an issue as Laporte does bring them back. Yeah, he's brought them back. Flick of the elbow from Vermeersch. Is anyone going to come through? Every time Vermeersch flicks his elbow for someone to take a turn, no one does it. So there they go. They're all caught. They're all back together. No issues as Pogacar moves to the front again. What is going on here? He certainly earned my respect. I believe he speaks very highly of me. So they've completed the Hotond, down to the descent, then they'll hit a flat bit for a couple kilometres, and then it is the Eau de Quarmont for a second time. Gianni Vermeersch at the front of this group. I think it's Wout van Aert in second wheel. So Eau de Quarmont for a second time up next, and I think this is where we're going to see some attack, some more excitement. I was going to say some excitement, but there has been a few moments already. So we've got the Eau de Quarmont, then the Paterberg for the first time. So sorry, Eau de Quarmont for the second time, Paterberg for the first time, then they've got the Koppenberg. So the next three are massive. Then the Teinberg, then the Kreisberg, then the Hotond again, then the Eau de Quarmont for a third time, then the Paterberg for a second time. So this next bit here, this is the main bit of the race. 64k to go. Peloton is 1:43 down the road. There's 64k, but I'm changing it to 60 just in case something happens and then I forget. See the pole, 46% for Tadej Pogačar, so 12% for Van der Poel, 31% Wout van Aert, and 12% for other. Connor Swift dropping at the back, getting a bottle. And a bottle for his teammate, it seems. Oh. So they haven't hit the descent quite yet down to the Eau de Quarmont. They're still on a flat-ish well, I say flat-ish. Fairly flat. Stuyven at the front now. Pogačar moving up to the front again. He was at the back there. That's the furthest back I've seen him so far. You like Robert Miller? He's good as well. They're all good. I like all the commentators. They all do a good job. But there are some better than others, obviously. Rob Hatch, obviously probably one of the better, or the best. It's that Stan the Wolf dropping off the back. Maybe to get something to eat. Yeah, getting a bottle. Stan the Wolf is still with us. Sam Watson now back to the front, so we're seeing him for the first time in a wee while. Mathieu van der Poel, he's the leader of this group, with Pogačar sat in second wheel, Remco sat in third. Van Aert's still there as well. He's not as far back as he usually has been. He's closer to the front now. Oh, your stream's back. So they're about to hit the downhill now towards the flat section before the Eau de Quarmont now. 1:40 on the peloton. They haven't shown the peloton in a while, so I don't know. He's still commentating. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. You seen the crowd there? The Pogačar group passed this certain section of the crowd, and you literally seen you're watching them. If you look back, if you're watching it, you can see them on the screen all running across the field. Brilliant. They're all watching that bit, and then there's obviously a bit that they come back around on, and they're all sprinting to the other side of the field. You can see them in the distance. Brilliant. Most Dutch watch Belgian TV for cycling. Fair enough. Is there no channel? Is Belgian TV the only channel that shows it, or is there another one? And you just prefer Belgian TV? $60K to go right now. They've hit the 60-kilometer mark. Red Bull are at the front here in formation. I think Pogacar sat fourth wheel. Remco is sat in third or second wheel. Van der Poel's in fifth. Wout van Aert in sixth wheel. Laporte in seventh. Pardon me. Where is Mads Pedersen? Still a brave bit back. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's about 15th, 16th back. Right, okay. So, alright, okay, I get you now. So the Belgian commentating on Belgian TV's commentating is better. Get you. Road to Quaremont, 1.9 kilometers out. And all this front group is fighting for position here for it. This is the... I think a Ben's coming up. Yep. Ben round to the right. No issues. Magnus Sheffield here, or is that Connor Swift? Connor Swift at the front. So they're just showing it here now. Van der Poel sat in. He's moving up the fifth wheel. Wout van Aert a bit further back, maybe eighth, but he's moving onto the wheel of Van der Poel. Where's Remco? Remco sat in second. Pogacar sat in third. But there's another lead out coming up on the left-hand side of them with Barry and Trenton. But the positioning here for this next 1.5 kilometers is I remember seeing Miller win stage of Tour Britain flying up Newbridge Street. Oh, so you actually seen it in person 40 years ago. Yeah, I wasn't even a thought at that point. So Bahrain at the front. Mohoric is that Mohoric at the front, or is he in second wheel? I can't see. I think it is. It's Gradek for Bahrain at the front here, leading out Mohoric. Evenepoel and Pogacar are side by side. A bit of waving over the road there for that corner. You can almost feel the tension here for this front group. What is going to happen? I need to get comfortable. Oh. Right hand bend. Ineos are at the front. Bahrain is there as well. Only one rider. Mads Pedersen is towards the front with Van der Poel just to the right hand side of him. Pogacar is now moving on to the left hand side of the road. Van Aert is just a bit back, I think. No, he's on the wheel of Pogacar. So Van Aert is on the wheel of Pogacar. We're just about to start the Ode de Quaremont. 1.5 kilometers long, average of 4%, maximum of 11. The steepest section is at the very beginning, sorry. As we see Gianni Vermeersch at the front now for Red Bull, whereas Remco. Remco is on Mads Pedersen's wheel, so we've got all of them here together. Maybe he's a bit further back, is he? No, he's on the wheel of Mads Pedersen. So we've got the big five here, all right beside each other pretty much. 57k to go. What is going to happen here? As Pogacar now attacks. Pogacar has attacked out the front. He puts in the attack. Is anyone going to go with him? Mads Pedersen seems to be trying to. No. Wout van Aert attacks as well out the front. Remco seems to be stuck in behind Mads Pedersen. But Pogacar has launched his attack. Pedersen, there's a gap now. So Wout van Aert has made it onto the wheel of Pogacar. There's a gap to Pedersen. Remco sat on the wheel of Pedersen. Where's Van der Poel? Van der Poel weaving through everyone else. He's been caught out. He's coming up the left-hand side of Stuyven, Plumer, or Trenton, and Magnus Sheffield. He's now on the wheel of Remco. Doesn't look like they're... Pedersen, is he going to close the gap? But here we go. So we've got the main five here off the front. There's a gap from Van der Poel to the rest of them. There's a small bit of bike length between Pedersen and Wout van Aert. But this is it on the Eau de Quarmont. Pogacar ripping it up. Van Aert on the wheel. Is Pedersen going to bridge across? He just can't seem to close this gap. Remco's on the wheel of Pedersen. The gap is increasing from Pedersen to Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert seems to be the only one able to go with him. Is the gap stable? It looks like it's growing. Van der Poel now comes up the left-hand side of Evenepoel and Pedersen. Is he going to close the gap? What is going to happen here? Remco now comes up the left-hand side of Pedersen. Pedersen looks to be struggling. He's now on the wheel of Remco. Van der Poel is now bridged across to Wout van Aert and Pogacar. There's now a gap for Remco to Van der Poel. Will he be able to bridge this? It looks like he is. They're dropping Pedersen here, so it looks like Remco is going to... Is he going to bridge across? The rest look struggling. Trenton, Sheffield, there's a big gap to them. There is a decent gap from Remco to Van der Poel, but Pogacar is still at the front. Van Aert on the wheel. Van der Poel in third. But come on, Remco. Come on. Bridge it across. It looks so close. It's like so close, but so far. I know, I'm gutted to see Mads drop out the back. Come on, Remco. Bridge across. They got the crowds are that big that I'm losing signal on the TV. 56 kilometres. The crowds are going nuts as Pogacar he's still at the front. Van Aert's still on the wheel. Van der Poel in third. Is Remco. Remco has caught them. Maybe a bike length between them. Pogacar's now gapping Van Aert. Van der Poel comes around the right hand side of Van Aert. Is he going to be able to get under the back of Pogacar? What is going on here? So Van der Poel, now Remco comes around the left hand side of Van Aert. It looks like he's gapping Van Aert as well. Is Van Aert done? Van Aert's been gapped by the three of them. So they've all swapped position. They've all swapped position except for Pogacar, who's still at the front. They've shown Mads Pedersen here as well. He's a decent bit back on Van Aert. There's a big gap for Van Aert. I wonder what happened with Van Aert there. He must have just lost. He must have just missed the. He must have just forgot to breathe and just lost a breath or two because he dropped a fair amount there. Front five, Van Aert for the win. Van der Poel very impressive getting back on. He was coming around. He was caught out of position when Tadej Pogacar first attacked, and he weaved in and out of everyone. Came around the left-hand side of both Remco and Mads. As Pogacar gets out of the saddle to attack again, I'm very impressed with Remco here being able to stick with these two. But from where Van der Poel was at the start of the Quarmont to where he is now, that was a very, very impressive bit for Van der Poel. But I mean, Pogacar's still at the front. He's been at the front the majority of the day, at the front of his group, and he's still at the front putting in attacks. The gap for Wout van Aert, are they updating it? Its PCS says 3 seconds. I think it looks a bit more than 3 seconds. Mads Pedersen is apparently 10 seconds down the road, so he's 7 seconds behind Wout van Aert. But Wout van Aert does look a bit done. Come on, Remco, Mads, we need you to... Remco getting ready for a bike throw. What way? They're showing the cameras on Wout van Aert. He looks to be paddling. I don't even know how to... It looks like he's paddling with a limp, if that makes any sense. Lost your house, you had Van Aert. Stuck the house on Van Aert. I think the entirety of Belgium will be devastated, but they've still got Remco, so they're going to put the insults aside for Remco, and hopefully he can win it. I think they said the last time that Belgium won it was Philippe Gilbert. Was the last time that Belgium won it? Yep, 2017. So it has been a very long time since a Belgium has won this. Mads does look tired, so does Wout. Yeah. It looks like it was all just caught up to Wout van Aert there. He was so good. He was the only one to go with Pogacar. They gapped and he looked so good. He's trying to get back here, but I think 14 seconds is that now. showing Mads Pedersen as well, 22 seconds down. So it is the front five pretty much, but they're all spread out. Magnus Sheffield, Stuyven, and Matteo Trentin are 23 seconds down. So what that makes 7 seconds down on Pedersen. So maybe Pedersen gets caught by those three. And then Van Aert gets caught by those four. But I don't see them bringing back these three. As Remco's at the front, Pogacar in second wheel, Van der Poel in third wheel. We've got the Paterberg up next, 400 metres long, 8.4% on average. Both Remco and Mathieu Van der Poel waited to bridge the gap to Poggi. I think it looked like Van der Poel got caught out by the attack because he was a decent bit back, but he went past Stuyven, Magnus, and Trentin like it was nothing. Caught up to Remco and Mads, then went past Remco and Mads like it was nothing, and then bridged the gap to Pogacar. Now they're onto the Paterberg. Remco leading them onto the Paterberg. Pogacar coming up the left-hand side. Looks like Mathieu Van der Poel is still at the back of these three. But Pogacar, with Remco going all over the road here. 360 metres long, 12.9% average, 20% maximum. Remco now moves to the front on Pogacar. Evenepoel's leading them up to the top of it here. Pogacar now moves onto the right hand side. Van der Poel body looks all over the road. He gets out of the saddle. Evenepoel looks to be struggling now. Here we go. Pogacar looks like he's going to drop the pair of them. Remco, is he gapped by Van der Poel? Van Aert and Pedersen in the distance. Remco has a small gap behind Van der Poel, and I say small, it is actually increasing. Pogacar's able to look over the shoulder in a moment like that. Van der Poel, the only one on his wheel. Look at this. 51k to go. They've completed the climb. Van Aert is now on screen. That shows how far away he is. Pedersen on the screen now. A decent, smallish gap from Van Aert. 4 seconds. They've got the drone shot here. I wonder if the drone does the drone behind these two count the same draft as a motorbike or a car behind them. But it's the 1-2 here with Remco. Oh, what's the gap? What is the gap? What does PCS have it at? 3 seconds. PCS has the gap on for Remco. Remco should be able. He should be. Just go into time trial mode. Stick a head down and bring it back. If there's one person you would want bringing this, you could have bringing this gap back. I would put my money on Remco to bring it back. Like, he's got a decent. How long? About 5 kilometers until the Koppenberg. So I think he might potentially bring it back if it stays under the. Oh, it's a fair gap, like. But he has dropped 50 kilometers. I need to change this. Pogacar's still at the front. Look, what is he made of? Van der Poel just on the wheel of Pogacar. 50 kilometers to go. The gap to Remco is apparently 8 seconds. But they are both very good. But Van der Poel even showed signs of struggling there on that Paterberg. But he was able to just get on. He must have flipped the switch and got onto it. But the fact Pogacar's arrow bullet, he is indeed. Pedersen now catches Wout van Aert. One of these two are going to work together to bring them back. The gap for them is 40 seconds here. 40 seconds. Yep. Remco, you can just see him. You can just see him in the distance there. He's got the motorbike behind him though. That should help arrow-wise. We are really in a golden age. Pogacar is going to run away with it again. Yeah, it does look it. And it does look like we are in the golden age as well. And you go back to 1980. That is a very bold statement. And if you think this is the golden age, but yeah, it does look like Pogačar is going to run away with it. '59 to flip all the way back to the '80s. Is that when you like started watching in 1980 exactly, or was it like early '80s? Or they make him sweat, but he will be back. Oh. Right, how long? How long until the Koppenberg? I'd say about 2 kilometers to the foot of the Koppenberg. The gap is 8 seconds. I don't think Remco's going to bring it back. 79, 80-ish on ITV World of Sport. Damn. I don't even know what is that. I just know it as ITV. You're 50, but you also started watching early 80s. But it's culture here. Oh, I will, yeah. You're born on a bike. The gap, it looks to be comfortably at 7 seconds. Like Remco is, it says 6 seconds now, so Remco seems to be, but I don't think he's going to catch him before the Koppenberg. To be honest, it says 3 seconds. It doesn't look 3 seconds. It looks more than that. Seriously, in those days they rode in square. They rode in square wheels. Did they still wear a helmet, or had they not started wearing helmets yet? No. Made from coal. No helmets. Gap still says 3 seconds. It doesn't look it, to be honest with you. 5 seconds it's went up to now. But it does look like Remco is not going to get it. And it looks like if Wout van Aert and Pedersen don't get working together, it looks like Remco could be settling for third here. Helmets were from about 1990 or so. You still don't have a helmet. That's for people that can't ride a bike. He's closing the gap here. Remco, the gap has closed quite a lot there from within the final 5 seconds. So they're onto the main road now, and then it is the Koppenberg next. Came in 2003. They died in the Pyrenees. Damn. The gap, I don't think Remco's got it. I don't think he's getting back on here. They're about to hit the Koppenberg, where I believe Pogačar is going to stick in another massive attack, and he is going to ride solo here for the final 46 kilometre. Remco's going to be angry at the boys. I think he'll actually be very happy with this. The gap, every time when they show the gap at motorbike level, it looks really big, but then when they show the gap from the helicopter level, it looks a lot smaller than you expect. So here we go, onto the Koppenberg. Pogačar leads Van der Poel onto the Koppenberg now. 600 metres long, 11.6% on average, and 22% maximum. Remco's still in the distance there. Not by a lot though, but I don't think he's going to make it back on. If he can... The Mario Bostrat is next, the Tyenberg. If he could keep this distance, you never know. He could bring it back after if he's still at the same distance after the final Eau de Quarmont and the Paterberg. You never know. But I think it's only going to increase from here as Pogačar and Van der Poel are ripping it up this Koppenberg. Look at this. As the fans are hanging over the barriers, swinging sausages about. What was that? I seen 2 fans hanging over the barrier there with sausages swinging everywhere. Look at this. I don't even know. Pogačar's still at the front, Van der Poel on the wheel, but actually, I don't think there's any attack. They look to be sitting pretty comfortably. Where's Remco? What sort of camera angle is this? There's the Unibet Rouge Rocket sign. As Pogacar comes over the top first. Oh, is that a gap? Is that a small gap on Van der Poel? He came over the top there and you couldn't see him. There's the motorbike back onto the road. So Remco is coming over the top of it now. He has completed the Koppenberg. What is the time gap now? They don't have time. The PCS says 16 seconds. Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen onto the Koppenberg now, as Wout van Aert seems to be gapping Pedersen here. But here, Pogacar and Van der Poel still together. And they've got the Maria Borstraat, the Tyenberg, Ode Kreisberg, the Hotond. Is that the Haton or the Hotond? The Hotond. So it looks like an A and that. But and then they've the Quaremont and the Paterberg again, as Wout van Aert and Pedersen. There's a guy running up the Koppenberg as well. He must have forgot his bike. No, it was a photographer. Van der Poel moves to the front. Right, so we're Helmut came. Remco. I was in the Champs-Élysées shouting on Le Monde in 1989. Amazing experience. That is class. That is brilliant. The fact that you seen that live, like seeing Le Monde do that, that is a big one. "20 seconds to Remco, head-to-head, Poggy." Yes, PCS does say 20 seconds as the rest of them come over the top of the Koppenberg. That is Magnus Sheffield, Florian Vermeersch, Sam Watson still there, Jasper Stuyven, Mohoric, Gianni Vermeersch, it looks like, Stan de Wolf, Matteo Trentin, there's Laporte, Mick van Dijk. Sorry, that was Mick van Dijk, not Gianni Vermeersch. Is that an issue on the... Ooh. Gianni Vermeersch falls off the cobbles. He doesn't fall off his bike, but his wheel slips off the cobbles, like down about 2 or 3 inches. And he has to come to a standstill on the Koppenberg. So they're now onto this descent down to the Maria Borstraat with Pogacar leading them onto it. Ooh, Mathieu van der Poel, that corner was very tight. Remco still in pursuit. What is the time gap now? Still don't have any time gaps on the TV, but on PCS the time gap is still 20 seconds. The gap to Pedersen and Wout van Aert is 50 seconds. Never mind. The gap they've just updated the time on screen. The gap to Evenepoel for 8 seconds. Oh, they're showing the helicopter view here, and it does look fairly close. This is a lot closer than... This is brilliant. Come on, Evenepoel, get onto the back here. This is a lot. Yeah. 6 seconds it's at now. This is Remco for the win. Well, here, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Like this is unreal from Remco. Very, very good. Pogacar looks over his shoulder and sees Remco in the distance. He has went full time trial mode, and he's actually going to catch them. It looks like they've sat up. Van der Poel's at the front. They aren't really... Looks like they're waiting for him, to be honest. But they've got the Mario Borstraat next. Are they on it? Or am I being stupid? He is back. He is back. You can actually see in the very, very far distance, you can see Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen. Oh, he's so close. Just get onto the back of them, Remco. Pogacar looks over the right shoulder to see if Remco's closer, as he is at the front doing the work. Oh, it looked... Oh, nah. Is he going to get back on? Come on, Remco. Get on the back of him. As Pogacar gets out of the saddle to attack, he must be feeling threatened by Remco. He gets out of the saddle. Wasn't an attack. He baited me, so he did. But he puts in a bigger shift. 42k to go. 5 seconds the gap is now. It looks to be sitting to say 73 metres. To be precise, 76. So it's sitting in comfortably in and around that number. 6 seconds. Look at the crowds just on the motorway. Like there's massive crowd just on the motorway. Like it's like so close but so far, like he was earlier. But this time he's a lot closer. Come on, Remco. He looks. Is he? Look at the crowd on that corner. Right, now he's on a bit of a descent. Now they're under the Mario Bosch Strat. So they are 2.4 kilometers long. Remco is chasing down Pogačar and Van der Poel in the Tour of Flanders with a 4-second gap just down on them. He's given up. He's going to make it. Split opinions. It just is. He's so close. 3 seconds, it says. I don't even know what to say. They've got the Tyenberg next. He needs to make it onto the back before the Tyenberg. I said that for the Koppenberg, and he's made the gap even smaller. So he's like 100%. I reckon if he's still within that gap in the final 10k, he could bring it back. But he needs to keep at it. But it does. 4 seconds. It's up to now. It looks as if he's dropping off a bit. The gap is getting a bit bigger. It says 5 seconds. I don't think it is 5 seconds. The gap to Wout van Aert and Pedersen, 52 seconds. But I don't think that I think they've completed the Mario Bosch Strat now, as Remco completes it now as well. 6 seconds is that. He's going to use his time to compose, get in the time trap position and catch him. I'd love him to catch him. Oh, at least it is. At least it isn't Pogačar out in his own. I think that is at the moment. With 40 kilometers to go, I need to change that. But at least we don't have Pogačar on his own out the front. I think if I had that for the final hour and a half, it would be a lot worse. But he's got Van der Poel with him, and he's got Remco chasing him down, and the gap to Remco looks a lot bigger than what it originally was. And we've got just under 2 kilometers until the Tyenberg, 1.9 to be precise. Get back on now and everything is open. I think you're right. They're just behind slobbering about Remco. I know it looked like they were waiting, and then Pogačar just looked over the shoulder and just gave it that extra bit, and they just gapped them even more. 8 seconds the gap is at now. I'd say it's still on. It is definitely still on. $39k to go. The gap to Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen is 57 seconds now, so it's going to go over a minute. There's a group chasing them as well that is a minute and 18 down. Florian Vermeers, Magnus Sheffield, Stuyven, Laporte and Matteo Trentin. And then they are 12 seconds up the road on everyone else. That includes Mohoric, Stan de Wolf, Luke Lamperti, Sam Watson, Vermeers, Van Dijken, and all the other ones of them. But Van der Poel at the front now with Pogačar on his wheel. I know it does. I agree. It does look like his body is a bit all over the show. I'll wait till they put the camera on him again. The time is now 10 seconds. The gap is getting bigger. This is horrible to watch. It's just long and drawn out, and it just gets worse. The Mongolian has left. I've just seen that he is abandoned. It's awful. The poor Mongolian abandons. It's still sat at 10 seconds. PCS says 11, but the TV says 10. As Van der Poel is now doing the work at the front. They've got the Tyenberg up next, 500 metres, 6.6% average and a 16% maximum. I think if Pogačar attacks and Van der Poel can't keep up, and then it goes to Van der Poel and Remco to chase, and they both feel okay, I think that makes it a bit more interesting. But I don't know. So we're on to the Tyenberg. Crowds are out in full. The climbs for every race, the crowd has been packed at it. But this is a nuts ride from Remco. Pogačar keeps looking over his shoulder to see where Remco is. He's still on the wheel of Van der Poel here. Van der Poel is rocking all over the show, his body. But it doesn't look like Remco looks like his head button is his handlebar. He's rocking all over the show. YouTube finally killed the video stream, did they? How long? And you've been watching that from this morning? Got kicked out of the dodgy illegal YouTube stream and kicked straight onto my stream. It's just me. Whoa, the numbers that just popped up there. So you've been watching that dodgy stream's been on from 4 a.m. for you, obviously. Jeez. So we've got 37k to go. Pogačar's at the front with Van der Poel on the wheel. It had 40k views on YouTube. Damn. So we've got Remco 11 seconds down. He was so close, but it is now 12 seconds. Brilliant ride from Remco. But I think he's still in it a bit. I think he still has a small chance, but Pogačar's at the front now, Van der Poel on the wheel. Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen 56 seconds down. And then Group 4, which has the likes of Florian Vermeersch, Magnus Sheffield, they are 2 minutes and 12 down. So they are 47,000 people in it. Jeez. I'm surprised they let it go that long to the final 36k. There's Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen on the road. Remco's only trying to keep position for the. I think he has got. I think he might have nailed podium on unless something drastic happens, but it's up to 14 seconds now. So it is. 17 seconds now. You can just see them up the road, like way off in the distance. Was expecting to get kicked out from 100 kilometer onward. Yeah, oh, hold up. The Florian Vermeer's group's now on the Tyenberg. They're all over the road. You're watching on the TV, but the YouTube stream is back. Right, says goodbye. I seen it was live on the. Or was it filled with Benny fans? I'm sure they're happy with him not even being nowhere near it. Like, but so it is. I seen it earlier before it went live. I seen it was live with about. But I think I seen it with. It must have got shut down because I seen it with 500 viewers in it. But before that, I'd seen it with about 10,000. So it must have got shut down and got brought back up. Glad you're here though. Thank you. But yeah, I'm surprised it lasted that long. The PCS Tour camper van is parked at 32.2 kilometers from the finish. Where are we at now? 35. So the best part of the race is yet to come. So Remco is 16 seconds now. He's fluctuating from 15, 16, 17, in and around that. And I think he is just sitting for the for this third place now. But that was 13 seconds down to. But that was some show from him there when he nearly caught them. Just a shame that Pogačar put in that extra bit of effort. Mads Pedersen and Wout van Aert now on the screen. They're 55 seconds down. They seem to be working together as Mads Pedersen comes through to the front. You found a new stream. What a ride by Remco. You got to take your hat off to him. Yeah, I know. I'm very, very surprised and very happy with that ride. I expected him to drop a lot sooner, to be honest. And I think well, there you go. The bookie favourites on the right hand side of the screen, and that is exactly how it is looking. So the bookies get it right as things. Well, sorry, Pogacar and Van der Poel are grouped together as well as Van Aert and Pedersen, but they seem to be getting it right here. You're a couple minutes behind. 34k. Remco was expected for me, but I knew he was good on cobbles. Oh, so you expected him to be in this position? Fair enough. Pardon me. I just didn't have anything to go off. You obviously said, what did you say, 2021? You said he was in a cobble race. I never seen it but so this is like my first time seeing him on cobbles, or it's saying 200 kilometers. At some stream you're gonna have to watch the whole race again. You believed he could get top 5. But my hot take was he finishes on the podium. And I hope that he did do well. I just didn't. I wanted him to do well. I just didn't. I didn't expect him to be doing this well. So he's got a 40-second gap on Van Aert and Pedersen. That doesn't really seem to be decreasing at all. My top 5 before the race was Van der Poel the winner, Pogacar second, Van Aert third, Remco fourth, and fifth for Mads. Yeah, mine was Pogacar first, Van Aert second, Remco third, Van der Poel fourth, and Mads fifth. So Van der Poel and Van Aert obviously in different positions in the actual race, but the gap is 110 meters from Pogacar and Van der Poel to Evenepoel. 116. They're trying to show an accurate meter reading. It's 116 meters, 12 seconds. The gap is down to now, so it's went from 15 to 17. It's now down to 12, 11, 12. He's trying to hang on till it flattens out. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more interesting within the final 10 kilometers after the Paterberg for the last time. But I think as well that Pogacar is going to have a massive attack. And it's only if Mathieu van der Poel can keep up with him. And it depends how well Remco does after Pogacar attacks and what the time gap is looking at. But if all stays the same and we're going to the final 10k, after all these climbs and Remco's still feeling fresh, but he does look a bit tired, to be honest. But yet again, we're just going to have to see. Oh, I forgot about that. The commentators I completely forgot about it, that the Van der Poel won Omloop at the start of the season, and the rider that wins Omloop never wins the Tour of Flanders. So, and Van der Poel's still in the front group. You can listen to the commentary from TNT, but can't see the picture. Another dodgy stream. Now, Van der Poel wins this. He goes with 4 wins and he becomes the all-time great at this race with the most wins ever with 4. But if Pogacar wins, he goes up to Van der Poel's level with a tied first with 3 wins. So he does. Going to change this to 30 kilometers to go now, because there's 31k to go. 17 seconds from Van der Poel and Pogacar is Evenepoel, so that is what the time gap is currently looking like. A minute gap to Mads Pedersen and Van Aert, and 2 minutes 20 to Florian Vermeers, Stan de Wolf, and the others. I blame Mads falling off because you weren't here from the start shouting for him. Remco with the energy gel. Hopefully that gives him enough to catch him here. But it is 31k still. They've got the Eau de Quarmont up next, I think it is. Let me double check. No, sorry, the Kreisberg next. So that's the climb that is next. So it is there. I think they're going on to the descent down towards it. And then the Hoothound after that as well. Or Hoothound or Hootown or whatever. Can't seem to pronounce it one right, but whatever one it is, that's up next after the Kreisberg. Head-to-head results in the Tour of Flanders: 2-1 for Pogacar. Pogacar's won 2, and Mathieu van der Poel has won 1 that these two have raced. Pogacar came 4th the time Mathieu van der Poel won it, and Mathieu van der Poel came 2nd and 3rd the times Pogacar has won it. So I wonder if Van der Poel's going to get it this year. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do or what to expect. Sorry. Hi, hello. So the gap is now up to 21 seconds. Pogacar leads himself and Mathieu van der Poel onto the Kreisberg, the Oude Kreisberg. So it is 2.7 kilometers long, has an average of 4.1% and a maximum of 9.4%. And they are at the foot of it now, so they are. 33,000 people watching it on PCS, like looking at the thing on PCS. Pogacar's still yet to make his. It seems like he's still yet to make his main massive attack. He did it on the Quarmont the second time, but it seems like he still has that one left in him that he's holding on to. I think Van der Poel is. I don't know if he'll have enough to catch him. If he does go, that's the thing. Look at the crowds. The crowds here are absolutely brilliant. Into the final 30k now, 29k to go. This is brilliant. They're going up this with ease. Like, it would take me about half an hour to climb this, and they're going up this like it's just a normal road. That's I think that's at the top of the Kreisberg. No, there's still more. They've just finished the cobble section of it. They've still more to go. Evan Poel's now down to 24 seconds, so he's lost a bit of time here. But he's still no way. Wout van Aert and Pedersen a minute down as well. Yeah, Van der Poel he does look to be struggling more than Pogacar. I think if Pogacar does attack, like I said, I think Van der Poel may struggle to go with him. But we can maybe see him drop back to Evenepoel, them two work together. Never know. But Mads Pedersen and Wout van Aert are now onto the Kreisberg now. Wout van Aert leading them onto it. They're on the cobble section of it. They're a minute and 2 seconds down. Over Remco shading. Yeah, brilliant. So Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen have completed this cobble section on the Kreisberg. Where's Remco? They're showing a helicopter view here. Yeah, you can see Remco. 28 seconds the gap is now, so it is growing. As Remco is Van Aert and Pedersen going to catch Remco here? Oh. Was Remco having a tantrum yet? No, he hasn't. He hasn't had one yet. So he hasn't. Not yet. He's been on his best behaviour this race, and he's looking very good at it. So what the Houton is up next, or the Houton. It is up next. The Kreuzberg is finished. Maybe have they hit the top of it yet? Yeah, they're on the Houton now. Sorry that they're onto that climb now. Van der Poel asked there, does he need anything? Didn't take anything from the car. He moves to the front now in front of Pogacar. But when is Pogacar going to attack here? There's still 27 kilometers to go. There's still a brave gap. I'm sitting here thinking there's 10 kilometers, but there's still a decent bit of racing to do here. Obviously, 27k is nothing to them. They'll have it done in about half an hour, but the gap to Remco is now 27 seconds. So they've completed the Houton now. They're just nearly hitting the descent down to the Quaremont for the final time. So they've got the Quaremont left and the Paterberg. They're the only two obstacles or climbs or cobble climbs or whatever you would like to say. They are the only two left remaining before the finish. Once they complete the Paterberg, there is 10 kilometers left to go. If you are just joining, Pogacar and Mathieu van der Poel are up the road. 24 seconds down on them is Remco Evenepoel. A minute and 8 seconds down is Mads Pedersen and Wout van Aert. And 2 minutes down the road is Florian Vermeers, Mohoric, Stan de Wolf, Magnus Sheffield, Gianni Vermeers, Tim van Dijk, Stuyven and Christophe Laporte. So that is what the race is looking like at the moment. Pogacar did his attack on the Quaremont. We're still yet to see him make a second attack, but his first original attack was on the second time on the Quaremont, which Van der Poel and Remco were the only two able to go with them. Wout van Aert was there originally, but he then dropped off the back. Unfortunately, Mads Pedersen just didn't have enough to bridge the gap at all, and the gap just increased. But we've seen the three of them go over it together. Then Remco dropped on the Paterberg and has been out on his own since then. He did bring the gap down to what seemed like must have been 3 or 4 seconds, and now it is back up to 25. So Remco doesn't seem to be catching them anymore, but he has been doing very, very well at this Tour of Flanders this year. Gap's down to 22 seconds. Oh, never mind, it's back up again. 24 kilometers to go. Pogacar and Van der Poel are still out the front on their own. Next up, the final climb of the Eau de Quarmont. They are about 4 kilometers from it. So they are. So does now just sit and wait to the last of the Quarmont. Oh. Pogacar at the front of these two. The gap is down to 20 seconds now for Remco, but Pogacar is at the front of the, with Van der Poel on his wheel, obviously, but they're passing the beer tents here. The crowds are still out in full force. That's nuts, like. That is nuts. There's a guy riding a dinosaur at the side of the road. Gap for Remco's dropping just very slightly, like. It's 21 seconds now, but it is very slowly dropping. I wonder if he can find a second tank of it. There's again that dinosaur again. It's now 19 seconds to Remco. I wonder if he has it in. I wonder if he has something left. Something he's been hiding just to kick it at the end. Let's have a look at the poll just quickly before we hit the Quarmont. So 17% think Van der Poel, 52% believe Pogacar's won on it. And obviously Wout van Aert, he's way at the back, but his 24% is there. And the other, which I'm going to assume now is all for Remco. But that is 7%, and it is now 20 seconds for him. Jurassic Remco. Quarmont, 2.1 kilometers long, average of 4.3%, and then the maximum is the second 500 meters from the start. So from 500 meters to 1 kilometer into the climb, it is 8.4%. This is the fourth fastest edition. The fastest edition was last year. So the first fastest is 2025, second was 2024, third 2023, and fourth is 26. So slower than the past 3 years. Oh. Gonna get crazy soon. 2 kilometers to the Quarmont. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, to be honest, because it's just empty out the front. Remco's still 21 seconds, so it's been sitting at the same thing for the past wee while. And we've got 2 kilometers now to the Quarmont, where the race will the winner will hopefully not be decided, but on Pogacar's terms it will most likely be decided on the Quarmont and the Paterberg here. But we will have to wait and see. Hopefully the two of them do end up going over it together, and Remco is able to bring it back. But I mean, 20 seconds, 21, sometimes drops down to 19 with 20 kilometers to go now. But it's Pogacar and Van der Poel at the front taking their turns, and yeah, Van Aert Pedersen, minute and 4 seconds down. So they are. But they both seem to be very comfortable. Sorry. No issues on that right turn there. Remco's now on that corner, so that shows you the gap there. So he seems a lot closer than 20 seconds. Obviously, can you see them up the road? Yeah. Oh, never mind. That is a lot further than I expected. Oh, hold up, is that them? Never. That's them there. Sorry, I thought that's them up the road now. Who was that up the road? I see. Quaremont's up next. So it is the Eau de Quaremont for the third and final time. We've seen Pogacar attack on this for the second time earlier in the race. That's where he put his first big attack in. Are we going to see him do it again? I believe so. But I think we're going to see him attack on it again as they are about to hit it. The crowds at the side of the road are picking up. I'm still yet to see the Irish flag I was told to look out for hanging over the hedge, but here we go. Pogacar out of the saddle. Van der Poel's body already rocking. Looks like he's struggling, but it looks like Pogacar, yeah, the gap is slowly opening up here. 1.5 kilometers, 4% average, 11.5% maximum, and the gap has already opened as Pogacar is attacking Mathieu Van der Poel on the Eau de Quaremont. And the gap is starting to happen. It's getting bigger. Slowly it's getting bigger. But is he going to bring... I don't know if he's going to... It seems to be leveling out. The crowds are on the cobbles. This is nuts. Van der Poel... I don't know. Is he... Nah, I think he's gone. I think Pogacar... The gap has increased a lot. Look at the crowds. Pogacar attacks on the Quaremont again, and it is. It looks like we're going to get another Pogacar win. I wonder if Evenepoel can catch Van der Poel now. They haven't shown Evenepoel on the Quaremont yet, but it looks like Van der Poel is hitting breaking point here on this Quaremont. He's here. To be fair, he's still putting in a big shift here. He still has a bit of kick in him. The motorbike is right behind him, like. Get a bit of arrow there. I wonder what the gap according to PCS is 7 seconds. Look at the Remco going on the Quaremont now. Look at all the smoke. This is nuts. Van der Poel. Oh, the gap is very big now. Will the gap get closed though? Look at I'm more focused on the crowds here are nuts. It looks like they're all about to fall over the barrier. They're hanging over the cobbles. Someone just threw a beer. I just seen a beer fly through the air. But they're showing a drone view or helicopter view. The gap is pretty big now. It says 5 seconds on PCS. I think it is a bit bigger than that. But that crowd is something special. Pogacar now onto the final bit. I think it's on the Quaremont, the final uphill section of it. Van der Poel on it, not a phone in sight. There's some guy recording on an iPad. This is brilliant. But look at this. Pogacar comes over the top of the Quaremont. Here's Van der Poel. Oh. I think that was just the camera angle that made them look a lot closer than they were. But the camera angle there looked a lot closer. Now, Pogacar's way around the left-hand bend now. Van der Poel is on the left-hand bend now. So that is the gap between the pair of them. It says 6 seconds on the TV. Here comes Remco now. He's third on the climb. Massive. I mean, I don't even know what to say about Remco's performance. Just, tip your hat to him, because this is... I don't think many people expected this. $50 yards. Pogacar there completed that Eau de Quarmont in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. That is how quick he climbed that. And here's Wout van Aert. He has dropped Mads Pedersen. Van Aert now has went off on his own. Mads Pedersen, you can see him in the distance now. It's probably say the same gap between him that the Pogacar had on Van der Poel. Maybe a bit bigger, actually. But the camera is now back on the Pogacar. Let's see if Mathieu van der Poel... The gap is, according to the TV, 16 seconds, 14 seconds, 12. I think it might be a bit inaccurate, as it's coming down quite a bit. Either that or Van der Poel has stuck the jets on. But it's 12 seconds. It's sat at that now, so I think that is the most accurate. But, the gap. 11 seconds, but that gap is fairly big. I think Pogacar has won this here. I think the battle for second is on if Remco can catch them. Remco's 55 seconds down. Van Aert, apparently, according to PCS, is 1 minute and 20. So could Van Aert catch Remco here? $13 seconds the gap for Pogacar to Mathieu van der Poel now. 53 for Remco. So after that performance, do you think Remco could ever win this race? I don't know. Wouldn't after that performance, I wouldn't put it past him. But if you've got Van der Poel and Pogacar both at it, it's going to be very hard. But I don't see why he couldn't win it. The gap's up to 1 minute now. Van Aert is 1 minute and 30 down, so he's got 32 seconds. Sorry, they just changed there. So 32 seconds. Van Aert is behind Remco Evenepoel. But Pogacar out on his own. 14k to go. $14 kilometers to go. Pogacar is 13 seconds up the road on Mathieu van der Poel. 58 seconds up the road, or 57, 59. But in and around that is Remco Evenepoel. And then 1 minute and 35 down is Wout van Aert. So 2 attacks attack on the second Quarmont and attack on the third Quarmont for Tadej Pogacar. And both of them have been successful, seeing him cross the top of the Quarmont in first both times. But this time he is on his own. Last time he had... I wonder what happened there. The camera, the bike went straight and Pogacar went left. But Pogacar is now under the Paterberg. 360 metres, 12.9% average and a maximum of 20%. There's Van der Poel now coming around the corner. There's still a small... I don't know. I don't think he's going to catch him, but... It's good to see him in this distance. As Pogacar is now hitting the steepest bit off the Paterberg. Let's see if he can put some time into him. Look at this. Look at that. Van der Poel now out of the saddle on the Paterberg. Maybe he was saving it for this. But Van der Poel is out of the saddle. As Pogacar yet again rides clear. Van der Poel hasn't even come over to the top of this steep bit. As he does now. Jeez, the gap has got a lot bigger there. So Pogacar has completed the Paterberg. Van der Poel is just over the steepest section. He is about to turn left off the Paterberg now, and he does so now. Evenepoel now under the Paterberg. Let's see if there is Van Aert in the distance. Pogacar looks majestic. Yeah, he does. He's literally just... It's just like the Strada, and he's only raced 3 races. I keep forgetting this. This is his 3rd race of the season. And it's like a Sunday training ride. Or Evenepoel now comes over the top of the Paderberg. So he does. Superhuman. It's insane. It is. It is like, it's like night and day to the next person. Van Aert now onto the steepest section of the Paderberg. He's putting on a good shift after. He's putting in a good shift after being dropped at the second time. Mads Pedersen's still a decent gap to him. But fair play to Mads Pedersen as well. I have to give him, for even appearing at this race. He looks like he's going to get top 5. But yeah, fair play to anyone riding this race, because fair play to the Mongolian who rode this race, who unfortunately had to abandon. But this is 12k. Paderberg's done, and it is flat to the finish with Tadej Pogačar, according to PCS, 18 seconds up the road. That Mongolian, what a trooper. He was a trooper. He was brilliant. So commentators just said there, headwind that Pogačar is now into. So he's at a headwind now, and apparently gets a tailwind coming into the finale here. So back-to-back winners of the Tour of Flanders on PCS. The last person to do a back-to-back win was Fabian Cancellara, 2014. It looks like Tadej Pogačar is getting a back-to-back win here in 2026. Van der Poel 17 seconds down. So good to see non-Europeans joining cycling. Yes, I agree. It is. It's good to see other countries that aren't, Europe or United States. There is a decent amount of riders from there, but anyone from the continent of Asia or Africa or South America, you love to see a Colombian climber. Like, you love to see them. Pogačar now hits the 10-kilometer banner. So he does 10 kilometers to the finish, and Pogačar has a gap of 20 seconds. What was the gap last year to the second? Let me see if I can get it up. The gap last year. So the gap last year was 1 minute and 1 second to Mads Pedersen, Van der Poel, and Van Aert. So it's a lot closer than last year, put it that way. But it is still not normal riding after 200 kilometers. I mean, that is a conversation in itself. But he's been at the front the majority of the day, like. These brilliant athletes from all over come and join us. Uruguayan dude did well too. Yeah, he did. He was in the breakaway. He looked good. This race was 278 kilometers, so it was. So to do that, I mean, I love how much live coverage we get now, but not flow bikes. They're crazy. 40 quid a month. Lovely. Poggy broke Mathieu van der Poel before the Quaremont riding hard. Yeah, it did seem it. It looked like Mathieu van der Poel just was not hanging on, but he obviously didn't look as fresh as you would expect him to be, even when Evenepoel looked to be catching him. Yep, 16 seconds, Johnny, you're right. PCS says 16 seconds. Van der Poel is behind Pogačar. Evenepoel is now 1 minute and 3, with Van Aert being 1 minute and 23. So could we see Remco get caught here? 20-second gap. It's pretty much the same gap from Pogačar to Van der Poel as it is from Remco to Van Aert. So my dream scenario of the 5 of them sprinting for the finish isn't happening. But the Remco podium looks like it is still on. Maybe not long enough left for Wout to catch Remco. Oh no, it's bigger than 20 seconds. Oh, yeah, the PCS was wrong. I didn't have the times up on the TV. They were showing the scenery, but the gap from Remco to Van Aert is, it's 45 seconds. About 40 seconds. So it's not 20. But the gap from Pogacar to Van der Poel is 20 as they come into the final 8.3 kilometers. Let me change that. Change that to 8 kilometers, because why not? $23 seconds is up to now. The gap's increasing quite a lot. 26 seconds. Is Remco going to catch Van der Poel here? 30 seconds between the pair of them. In and around that, 30-40 seconds. 6 hours, 11 minutes at race pace. I know. 6 hours, 11 minutes, and you're still doing that at the end of it. Monster, put it that way. $32 seconds now from Van der Poel to Pogacar. 35. The gap is increasing a lot here. 7.1 kilometers to go. 36 seconds. Yeah, but Pogacar's obviously won it. I'm more just 1 minute 15 from Remco to Pogacar. So what is that? 30, 40, 45 seconds and around that from Remco to Van der Poel. Van Aert is 156 down, so he is. All monsters. Longest Tour of Flanders apparently since 1980. And it's the 4th fastest of all time. Men and women of iron, no other sport compares. Well, that is a debate in itself. No other sport does compare. It's sitting about between 35 and 40 seconds. The gap from Van der Poel to Pogacar's sitting about now, and I say that, and it looks like it's going to rise above 40 seconds. But with 5.7k to go, Pogacar out the front on his own. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? Nearly as long as that longer one, 299. The Milano San Remo? Or are you on about a different one? It ends in Turin. Yeah, no idea. Oh. Oh, it is the Milan San Remo. It was the Milano San Remo. Yeah, but it was, 21 kilometers off that. And that's one of the longest race days. Well, it is the longest race day of the year. Gap is now 43. It looks like he's going to take a minute out of him here. 4.4 kilometers, 42 seconds. If this goes above last year, jeez, 42 seconds. A minute and 23 Remco is down, and 2 minutes 7 seconds is Van Aert. Don't know where Pedersen is, but oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was going off the 299 that Shelley said. So yeah, it was. I think. Yeah, but no, it was 298 kilometers this year. So it was. So almost close to the Milan San Remo, and obviously a lot harder with the climbs and the cobbles on it. So this is a massive day of racing, like, with a lot of massive performances, and the most notable one being Remco Evenepoel, who is going to get a podium, like. Sure. I clicked on the Milan San Remo. It says that the distance was 298 this year. Like, how does it say on the... So the Milano San Remo got completed in 6 hours and 35 minutes, and that was 298 kilometres. This Tour of Flanders is 278 kilometres, and it is currently sat at 6 hours and 16 minutes. So that is what... So they're 15 minutes off the time of the Milan San Remo, and it was 20 kilometres shorter. And Pogacar has a minute gap pretty much. Let me. Yeah, 2.5 kilometres to go, 47 seconds. I mean, Van der Poel may get in the car and drive up if he wants to catch him. So let's see the poll. How many were correct? 54% were correct, voting Tadej Pogacar. 17 went with Van der Poel. 22 went with Wout van Aert, and 7% went with others. So that is what the poll ends on. And don't forget as well, it's really a Basque Country starts tomorrow, which I will be live for, of course, but it's starting tomorrow. I should have a short couple-minute video. It won't be like a proper YouTube video. It'll be like a YouTube short video. It's a couple minutes just to have a quick preview of the race, and just a few people to watch. So that is the Basque Country, the training ground for the Ardennes, and the start list looks brilliant for it. Yep, Roubaix as well on Sunday. See if this is the result in Roubaix, with Pogacar taking a minute out of Van der Poel. I'm going to go nuts, because that is not what I want. But the gap is now 43 seconds as Pogacar. I've changed that to, it's not a car, it's like 1.4, 1.3k. As Pogacar is now hitting the 1 kilometre banner. Turns around to the motorbike, gives it the peace sign. There's no way. You've just rode 280 kilometres and you turn around to the camera and give it a peace sign? What? How? You'd be near dead after that. He's waving goodbye to the camera. So the drone now follows him in here to the final 500 metres of this race. Or the final kilometre, sorry, but he's going that quick. It wouldn't surprise me if he's already done 500 metres. Look at the crowds. Brilliant. Looks over the shoulder. Tadej Pogacar. I mean, is he going to win all 5 monuments this year? It looks... I hope not, but it looks highly likely. And it looks like we are getting he turns around, all smiles, waving to the crowd like he's the Queen doing a drive-by. And he's just raced 280 kilometres. Hands off the handlebar. Shrugs his shoulders, taps the head, hands in the air. And Tadej Pogacar wins the Tour of Flanders back-to-back. What a ride. What a ride. What a win. And there you go. Crosses the line in first place. 40 seconds down was the last time gap for Van der Poel. We will see what it is at now. Muting this till the end. So Van der Poel now coming up on the finish line. Let's see what he finishes on. Van der Poel drops ahead. Looks down. Evenepoel you can see in the distance, but Van der Poel looks wrecked as he crosses the line in second. And it looks like Remco Evenepoel is going to pick up third here. Massive, but probably the rider I'm most impressed with today. Pogacar and Van der Poel both hug each other after that race. As Van der Poel is hanging over the handlebars, completely done, and Pogacar's standing tall after. As Remco Evenepoel finishes in third, 1 minute and 10 seconds down after a monster ride from Remco Evenepoel on his debut of the Tour of Flanders. He gets the podium, so that makes up the top 3. What a performance. We will see. I wonder who's going to make the top 10 here. There's going to be a sprint, hopefully, for the final bit between that Vermeersch. I don't even know. It's been the same riders in that group. I don't even know what is going on in that back group. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you will probably head off now, so I will say thanks for watching. I'm going to wait for the top 10, but if you are heading off, thanks for watching. I appreciate you joining me. I've been here for 3 hours and 11 minutes, so if you've been here from the start, it is much appreciated. But yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow and all week for Sulia Basque Country and the Paris-Roubaix. But we see Wout van Aert now crossing the line into 4th as he finishes 2 minutes and 3 seconds down. He gets 4th. No podium for Wout van Aert this year. See what you can do when you don't throw your teddy out of the pram. Oh. Where's the group chasing behind? Is it pretty? I don't know how far. They don't have times up or anything. Pogacar and Wout van Aert both congratulate each other there at the finish. Here comes Mads Pedersen now. He's finishing in 5th. So the top 5 was what everyone, I'm assuming, predicted the top 5 to be, just in different variations. Actually, no, I think it was Remco being there, I think, was the outlier. Thanks, Final K, for the great stream. Appreciate it, Charlie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mads gets 5th. Let's see. I want to see this sprint for 6th, or who is what and who is where for 6th place here. I want to see what this great stream. Thanks again. Really enjoyed it. Appreciate it, Kat. Thank you. Thanks for all the Remco jokes as well. They were quite funny. Remco smiling with the media. So he's trying to get back on their good books after lying to them. But they're going to even show, or they're just going to go back. No, they're just going to go back to the. So I don't know who the top 10 is. I don't think they're going to show the sprint for it. They're just going back to the panel now. So I will. It's ended like a TT. Everyone's strung out. Yeah, it actually has. But I'm going to end it here because they're going to the panel now. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, it's Sulia Basque Country tomorrow until Saturday, so I'm live for it, and Paris-Roubaix on Sunday. Thank you all for joining me. It has been a fun 3 hours of racing, and I will see you tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching the Final K, and all the best.